Let's get cracking. What's going on, champs? Hope you guys doing well. Happy, what day is it? Wednesday? Happy Wednesday. Jesus Christ, man. Halfway through the week as well. How's it going, man? Yeah, man. Daink Country Club, how's it going, bro? 21 people watching, only one like. Come on, guys. Come on, don't let me down like that. How's it going, lads? Apologies for actually doing the stream a little bit later than usual. I tend to do it around 10:15. I just had a hospital appointment, regular checkup, that kind of shit. Nothing much to worry about. And we get cracking, man. We get cracking. Who do we have here, man? We got Critique in the house. We got Daink Country Club. We got Let's Play Footsie. How's it going, Jay? Arcliano. You see 10 likes? Let's have a look. I see 7. I see 7. It will come. It will come. We got Yuri in the house as well, man. What's good, though, man? What's good? Archie Art here. Dick, let me ask you. Did you watch SC's last? No, I didn't actually watch SC's stream last night. Around. Is there anything that is there anything like that he's actually mentioned? I could actually watch that afterwards as well. Morning, bro. How's it going, Jordan? Long time no see. It has been a while, bro. But you guys been at these days, man. Even you, GP. How you keeping, man? Yeah, so what's SC saying? Is he like bearish or bullish? Because like for me, yeah, the guest mate that said if it is to see a bear market rally, we need to see something from the Fed or bankers to do that. Yeah, oh, he had Miad in it. Miad's like he's really into his fundamentals. He is as well. Really, really good guy as well. So you know what it comes down to, which is what I was saying. Like in terms of price action wise, we need to look at it as how the price action wise comes into place. That's technical analysis. Obviously, fundamentally, the Fed needs to do something about that as well. I do like the FOMC the next FOMC will be in November. CPI is coming on the first Friday, which will be next week Friday. That's when CPI is, and then we'll see what's going on. I mean, like if you look at oil has actually dropped down quite heavily from the highs it was making down. It looks like it's breaking down, which means if oil is going down, CAD USD will be going down as well. So it's a bit of a messy situation there as well. I mean, let's just go right into it actually. Yeah, things went all right in the hospital. It was just literally just a checkup. Like I do like a regular checkup once a year kind of thing. So I was due for one there. That's all it is. That's just blood test kind of bullshit. Nothing too major, but we'll see what's up anyway. So UK bond yield thing might be a pivot. It could be. We'll have to see as well. SPX is at key support, right? So if you look at it, like in terms of the macro like technical analysis, SPX is at support. 2021's low. We've got dollar index is at like major resistance there. We've got Euro USD and GBP USD has come down to crash quite heavily. So a recovery is tend to come into bound. But it all comes down to what happens next as well. I do think because we got the midterms elections happening up in November, they're going to actually try and calm the whole situation down a little bit just for the elections itself. I do think that's going to happen. But it is messy though. I ain't gonna lie to you. It is messy. So we play this like we do. We do this on a lower time frame. So we play this level to level. So let's just go right into it. Cigarettes all done. A quick sip of coffee. What's good, Ed? How you doing? Guna, good to have you here as well. Interesting having 2 weeks off. Just listen to your streams after you share mad knowledge. Thank you so much for that, man. Plans are clean. Appreciate that, Jordan. Appreciate that, man. Glad that you actually find some like value from it, and hopefully it helps you on your trading ability. So let's just go right into it. Before we go into the whole crypto thing in terms of dollar index and the whole malarkey and whatnot, let's just talk about the trade that we did from Monday to Tuesday as well, and then for today as well. So on Monday, if you guys recall, I had a plan in the Daink Country Club. I had a plan for longs. We took the longs over here. I took a long around the mid range itself. Played it up to here. Target was done. I cut the trade over here. Took the short down here. I mean, I could have held it. All right. I'm gonna explain to you why I did what I did. Okay. Let me just go right into it. I did the same for Ethereum. All right. So when you look at a Bitcoin yesterday came out. So this is the whole vibe, right? The vibe that we've got here at the moment is that we are in July's range, right? This is July's low, July's high, and this is the mid-range, and we're looking for a potential play from when we got to the 25% range, potential play to reclaim, hold above it, go to mid-range. Oops. Didn't happen, right? We had the talks on, like, the Fed Powell speech about Mika and the whole freaking French central bank, the European central bank, were talking about crypto and whatnot. And this is the plan was, right? So I was looking at it yesterday. I was looking for a potential long, right? From a reclaim of this range band environment, hold above it, go back to this high, take out these highs over here, and then once we get above the highs there, this is a compounding opportunity to go up higher to playing into the mid-range. This is what I was looking for, potential, like a potential play. Now, at the time when I was doing the whole stream itself, I was watching the talk as well. I was doing this live, and literally what happened was, we about halfway into the stream, my internet got cut down. Whatever the issue was, it's not gonna happen today. Hopefully not. And then I came back online shortly afterwards, and I started seeing that this price action over here on the smaller time frame. This is what's happening. Let's go on the 10 minutes, for example, and we were coming at. This is the range band environment that we're playing, right? We just focus on this. This high over here and this low over here. This is where the range band environment. Okay, so what we've got here, we got resistance, so a deviation, resistance. We found resistance there, deviation, and it was just going heavy and heavier. And what I was looking for is a quick reclaim of this high here. If we can get above this high, that will give me a confirmation to go higher, to play this a lot more higher. All right, that's what I was looking for. But instead, you can see the bodily candles where we come into it. First 5 minutes come up, come down the next time. First 5 minutes come up, comes back down again. And then off this high itself, we'll retest this high and we come back down under the mid range. And this is the 25% of the range, the bit in purple. And when I was looking at this, I'm like, this is not looking good. It looks like a retest, right? So then I was like, all right then. So I posted a chart for shorts, right? And the same thing was for Ethereum as well, right? I posted a short, right? And I entered around here, just below the mid range, with a stop loss of here. As a scalping range, you can literally scalp it from the low to the high, back to low. As a scalping point, you would have been fine over here. I extended my targets a little bit wider around here. Okay, now let me explain to you why I did what I did. Okay, so I'm on the 15 minutes and I'll show you this. So you see the range in black, those black lines over here. This was Monday's low. This is Monday's high. This is a consolidation with a breakout, right? And I was looking for a potential retest, right? And a retest up to, at least of Monday's high there. Okay, so I cut the trade a little bit earlier. Reason why was this, and obviously it does sell off. You can see it clearly. It sells off, comes back down to mid-range. Once we get to the mid-range, we actually lose it on the 15 minutes. Come back down, retest off this low here, and then sells off completely all the way back down. And the move was so fast, right? I mean, I could have held it. But what I was looking at is this. You see this high over here? This high here? To me, that was going to be a pivot. So I was looking for this, right? And I was thinking, okay, the move was so fast down, right? We could actually come back up and reclaim this area, and that's a long for me. And I had to cut the shorts, right, and then go up higher. So I was like, fuck it, cut the short there. I'm quite happy. This was what, a 3.5 hour move itself, I believe. Yeah, a 4.5 hour move. The Ethereum was the same as 3.5, but then as you can see, price has got into, well, came back down, held the mid range of last week's Monday's range. This is last week's Monday. That's the range high, the range low, and here's the mid range. We come into the mid range, hold above it, and didn't even retest the Monday's high. Instead, loses the Monday's high, comes out, takes that liquidity of Monday's high. And where are we right now? We're still in Monday's range, so we can play this level to level, and we'll talk about that in just a moment. Okay. So let me just drag this across because we're going to need this in a moment. Okay. And we're finding resistance of the mid range. You see? So from low to high, come back, find support the mid range. Does a deviation, shoots up, comes back down for a retest, but it shoots back into the range, and we're playing back in this range here. So the focus of this trade, right, of a day trade, is within this range here. We're going to talk about this range here in a moment. Let's just quickly talk about Ethereum, the trade itself. It was the same situation as well, but this one was a bit more clearer. It was a lot more clearer. Why? Because this was last week's Monday's low. It's last week's Monday's low was over here. Let me just zoom out here. There we go. Got last week's Monday's low, last week's Monday's high, and it's a range band environment. Yes, we do have some deviations and whatnot. Doesn't really matter entirely, but the consensus was still there. Yeah, the consensus was still within Monday's range. Why? Because once we do a deviation, we step back into it, do another set of deviations, step back into it, another set of deviations, step back into it, and then it just play literally. It's really messy, right? I agree. Sorry, that's the low. Don't know why it keeps. Can I actually just change this 1 second because I'm gonna get confused myself. Right, so that's up there and that's up there. That's the high, and let me just move this right over here so then I can see the blue color. There we go. Now, nope, it doesn't fucking show it to me. Fuck it, never mind. So you can see a deviation, find support, do another deviation here, deviation on the upside, deviation on the upside, and literally it's a range bound environment here quite clearly. And all we're doing is playing from high to low, low to high, high to low, low to high, high to low, and that's all it is. I mean, again, I could have held this all the way back to range low. You can see right here, we come into to the range high itself. We couldn't take out liquidity over here. We took out liquidity here, find support off it, for example, do something like this. This would have been quite good for me to hold on to the along going back to range high. It didn't do that, never mind. But the good thing is we played it up and then we played it back down. So come back to range low, no problem. I mean, that would have been a perfect short actually, really clean. But never mind, 3.7 yard move. Could have squeezed it down to a like fucking 8.4. Never mind. You know what? Sometimes you win some, sometimes you lose some. You know, like that's trading for you. I was thinking that Ethereum was gonna be bullish. Why? Because at the mid range, find some support, bullish market structure. Then I could actually cut the shorts and play up there. Again, same situation there. I was looking at Bitcoin and Ethereum. This area here was an area of resistance. Well, it's an SR here, so you got resistance over here, resistance here. We come back up. I was expecting this to be some sort of resistance. It could have tagged into here, reclaim there. That would have been my confirmation to cut the shorts and then play back up to 25% and into this area here and squeeze into mid range because I was looking for bullish plays. Right, I was looking for bullish plays. If you're looking at BTC was from Monday, so it was playing over here. This is the July's low. We find support here, come back up, and instead we took out the lows itself, low of the week. So we take out the low of the week, but we are playing within here. Okay, so that's the concept that I was playing on, what I was looking for. The guys in the country club, it was all posted there. An explanation was given out there, so they saw exactly what was happening. So now, what happens now? Okay, who else we got? We got Michael Gaffrey. How's it going, brother? This Arbery, how's it going? It's pumping. It is pumping. Don't listen. Well, one thing I would always advise you, right? When you look at the 5 minutes or 10 minutes, 15 minutes chart, right? When you see little pumps like that, that's not a pump. That's just like, all right, then it's just pushing up a little bit, coming into resistance. Resistance where the mid range of, I mean, let's just delete this. We don't need this no more. Delete this. We don't need this no more. Yeah. I mean, just focusing on this. This is Monday's range. What's happening? All we're doing, we're just finding resistance at the mid range, right? So if this is a short, right, we should get back below here. We'll talk about this in just a moment. Playing back down to a mid range into this area here to the June's low and squeeze in here. All right, we'll talk about all this in just a moment. But before I do, I just want to talk about dollar index and Euro USD. Just to look at the global play. Yeah, we might have some time actually. Give me a moment there. 5 minutes. Closes in 3 minutes. I think it's on a range band here for a bit. It's on a range band here. Will give me a bit of time before we make a decision. Either we break below it, down here, or get back above it, like this. So I've got a couple of minutes actually to do so. Let's just talk about what's going on. Dollar index. Let's quickly talk about the most important thing here. This is the point that we're looking at. Dollar index, what's important about it is just going to help us dictate what's going to happen. So on Monday, if you recall, on Monday we are at mid-range, and I did say that for us to be bearish, I want us to get back below here, break down, and then we can play back to 25% range, and then looking for range low. That's what I was looking for. And I did say on Monday, I'm quite happy for price to come back up, take out these high. Why are these high? Well, that is Monday's range, right? So if I were to draw a range band environment, let's have a look. So this is Monday's high, this is Monday's low. All right, let's just change the color, make it blue, so I know this is a daily range, right? Go on let's go on the 1 hour, and look what's happened. Monday's low has been holding a support, right? This area consolidation right here. There we go, that's better. This area consolidation over here has been holding a support. So you can see right there. And then let's delete everything else. But let's just mark out Monday's high. It's Monday's high. That's the mid-range. There we go, mid-range. And we know that's the range low right here. Okay, cool. Keep it nice and simple, nothing too complicated. And as you can see, price hold Monday's low off this consolidation there, bounce up, come back down, deviation on the mid-range, it's come back to Monday's high, taking out the liquidity there. And what's happening there, we're looking for a breakdown now. If it was to be bullish, what would happen is actually reclaim this high there. That's what's capping the market there, reclaim the high there, and this will be a long scenario for the dollar. So if you're playing Euro USD, you'll be shorting Euro. If you're playing CAD USD, you'd be longing. USD CAD. You'd be longing USD CAD, right? It's like because the dollar is bullish, right? Does everyone understand that? So and then the same thing with GBP USD. You will use this in the dollar index to give you the confirmation of an idea of what you're playing for. And obviously you mark out the GBP USD, Euro USD, those kind of forex charts, and then you'll be playing it along there. But you'll be thinking, okay, if dollar index is bullish, then you'll be shorting the pound sterling, right? But the pound sterling has dropped tremendously, as we all know. So now the key important thing that we need to look for is how do we react here, right? Now, this is on the 1 hour chart. Let's go on the 15-minute chart. Let's have a look. And on the 15-minute chart, you can see, let me just bring that there. There you go. You can see that, you see this high here? We need to get underneath this high. Has to be fine as resistance right there, right? So we found support, deviation, come back down. We lose this low. So it's bearish market structure there because we're taking that, making on lower time frame, we're making lower lows. And now we need to find resistance here. Maybe it may pop into here. Get back below the mid-range, the SR there. That's just shorting scenario, playing it back into the mid-range. From the mid-range, we hold about, we see how we react. Lose this mid-range, back into this area here. This is going to be an area of consolidation. As you can see, support will be here. I expect some sort of bounce, and once we lose this low over here, the Monday's low, and break down, off we go, and let's go. Now, what happens if we actually end up coming back to the Monday's low, hold above it, then and reclaim? Then we play back to the mid-range, from the mid-range back to range high. And then it'll just be a range bound environment until proven otherwise. Okay, so that's the consensus I'm looking at in terms of dollar index. See what's happening in terms of a shorting scenario and the range bound environment over here. But again, like I said, if I want to be bullish, we need to break this high here, reclaim this high. That's bullish market structure because we're taking out the highs over here. At the moment, we're making lower lows, as you can see, and lower highs, as you can see. So depends on what happens now. Dollar index will dictate what happens, right? And the same with S&P. If dollar index is going up, S&P is going to go down, all right? That's your stocks there. What's going on, Balwinder? John Kaboosh, how's it going, brother? Justin's in the house as well. We got Joel Fannel. Still sold 3.5. Yeah, of course. I sold at 3.5R. 3.5R. I can't complain. I'm not complaining. I was telling the guys about this yesterday. We did a little stream about this yesterday night in the country club, and I was just telling them, I'm not fussed. I'm not really fussed by I mean, if it was about 2-3 years ago when I was like, early in my trading career kind of thing, it was like, oh man, I could have, you're trying to look for the extension. You always want to look for more. Like, you're always hungry for more. But I was telling the guys, just be happy with what you get. Well, I've said this before and I'll say this again. In this freaking ocean that we are in, right? We are nothing but, we're not even freaking sharks, tuna fishes, or even freaking salmon, or even crabs. We are algae. We're just trying to grab the scraps. That's all we're doing. Looking for scraps and playing the direction of it is playing. As long as we are in profit, take your profit, walk away. I mean, if price comes into the mid-range, right, for example, or anything, and you take profit and you were shorting from here with a stop loss there, and you took profit over here and you cut the trade, be grateful for it, because even if price goes down here, the probability over here, you don't even know what the probability of going down over here, because we could have actually found support, which is what I was thinking was going to happen, because I was quite bullish, right, yesterday, but it didn't. I was thinking that it was going to be like, do you remember I always say to you, price is always in, you got consolidation, breakout, retest, and then you got expansion. This is like the range band environment, for example, not drawn to scale, obviously. That's the plan of this is what we call continuation, right? So we're looking for, is this a consolidation? Do we get a breakout, a retest, and then continuation up there, expansion? Or do we finally get at the opposite side as, let me just remove some of this shit here. Do we get consolidation, breakout, retest, continuation? So we'll see what happens. Play it level to level. Don't get too stressed out. We'll see how it goes, right? So that's the dollar index there. Just briefly talking as a day trade kind of scenario there. What's going on? Just got violated on that scam ETH week. Ah, man, Joel, just take your time. I mean, like, look right now. Like, I know BTC is going to consolidate a little bit for a bit. So on the 5 minutes, so I've got a little bit of time before I make a plan. We are entering the New York Open, so that's when we'll see what happens, right? We'll have a look at what's going on there. So it looks like London has made the low of the day. The guys from the DCC should know exactly what I'm talking about. London has made the low of the day, right? What does that mean? So we'll see what happens next then. Anyway, so that's the ES, right? So that's dollar index. Let's look at ES. ES. ES is finding resistance of this yearly low, man. That's not good, right? That's not looking good. So we made a new low. Let me show this. That's the 200 weekly moving average there. As you can see, each time we've come to it, found some sort of support. The only time we lost it was in recession period. So remember in I think it was in November 2017. November 2017 was it December? No, December 2007 was recession. Some of you might be too young to remember this. This is 13 years ago. 15 years ago we're talking about. But like if you're 16, you might have been like 1 year old at the time. But like some of you guys may not even know what date it was, so just remember the Great Recession as well. But the Great Recession happened in November 2017. That's December 2007. 17. What the fuck's wrong with me, right? So 2007. Fuck Sailor. What's happened with Sailor? What did Sailor do? Don't panic, Sailor will save us all. Dude, Sailor is trying to save us all, but it's not looking good. He's been buying Bitcoin since like, I think his average is at 30k or something like that. I'm telling you, I think MicroStrategies need to actually hire me out, and I look after them. I'm like, guys, listen. Let's dump the fucking Bitcoin, right? Let's just nuke the market right now, and we buy it back at 10k. Trust me, we're gonna be okay, and then you be in profit. Then we're gonna be okay. But you was born on that, bro. Was you born in 2007? Nah, fam, you're fucking with me, bro. You fucking. What's going on, Pirate? How you doing? Fabio is in the house as well. News driven by BOE, Bank of England starting QE. Are they? Interesting. Dude, just show him my risk management. Yeah, Goonie's got a sick. You know what? Shout out to Goonie, man. Like, if you guys when you guys ever join the country club as well, the guy that you really want to pay attention to is Goonie. Goonie's a smart motherfucker though. This guy, he's a top lad as well. I can definitely see him as being one of my like closest right hand man in the coming weeks and months over the time anyway. But legit, actually, everyone else in the country club are like would always be my right hand man. Was working, mate. Morning. I never give up. Good to have you. Let's have a look. Let me read this up actually. So Bank of England. Let's have a look. So the Bank of England launches emergency intervention to restore orderly market. How are they going to do this? Well, this is quite important for all of us to read. This is long-winded, isn't it? This is going to take the whole freaking session. This is not good. Let's just have a look. Bank intervenes in bond market. The Bank of England says it will intervene in bond market to try and stabilize them after a recent sell-off. It will start buying local long-dated gilts from today to restore orderly market conditions and stave off a material to risk to UK financial stability. Here's the full statement. As the government, blah blah. Do we have a shorter version of this? Just so I don't have to read the whole thing. BBC is always condensed. Massive surprise intervention, okay, to prevent the market risk to financial stability arising from the market turmoil after Friday's mini budget. The bank will now buy unlimited quantities of long-term debt. The effective interest rates being charged to the UK government in these markets was spiraling to 20 years higher. That has now fallen back. It is very similar to the policy of quantitative easing that saw money pumped into the economy during crisis periods. It could also help the government's funding costs. All right, interesting. But it was not a decision made by the Bank Monetary Policy Committee, who were informed of the decision after it was made by the bank's financial experts. Oh, okay. So the BMPC wasn't actually didn't make the decision themselves. Interesting. So it's basically like it's a war within the banking system at the moment in the UK. You can clearly see. Goonie got a sexy voice. When did you hear Goonie's voice? Oh, from the stream. Yeah. He's a cool guy. Money printer go. It comes at the exactly the same time as the committee has been committed to doing the exact reverse policy, selling government debt. The process was due to start next week and has been delayed. It is a massive intervention, but it could confuse markets about the clarity of the policy making. Okay. Government continue to work closely with the banking sector. Risk of UK's financial stability is volatile. Continues the bank. Stabilized market. Withdrawal on mortgages reaches unprecedented levels overnight. Yeah, I saw about that. The withdrawal of mortgage products hit unprecedented levels overnight. According to analysts, Money Facts of Financial said 935 mortgage products were taken off the shelf compared with day. Yeah, bro, my mortgage is going up like a motherfucker, you know? yeah, my mortgage is going up like 50%. 50 fucking percent I'm paying more. Is it 50%? Just under 50%. But it is what it is. What the fuck? Found a country club. What's going on? Get a room, guys. Shit, dude. I don't know what's going on here, guys. I do apologize for their behavior. So, anyway, looking at 200 weekly EMA, the time we lost it, right, was just focus over here. Obviously, in 2000, we had the dot-com bubble. At 2000, we had the dot-com bubble there. We got below the 200 weekly EMA, and then we kind of reclaimed it. Got capped at this high there. Then we had the Great Recession. The Great Recession happened there. Once it was announced the Great Recession, we got below here, found resistance, and we played below this 200 weekly EMA, and we finally step above it around 2011 kind of period. And slowly from 2011, we've been building up on the upside, all the way up till we had a Novi. So obviously we had some support over here in 2018. Then we had the COVID crash, quickly come down, find some resistance, and quickly reclaim, and off we go. We shut up after the COVID crash. And now, where are we? We are facing the same principle right here. So now the question is, do we come into this area, and reclaim the 2021, and let's go? As bullish market structure, do a stop run of this low here, potentially this low here as well. That's a flat body candle right here as well. Fucking flat body. And then we got a little gap right there. I mean, my head's in the way. Let me show you. Can you see that? Just right here. Got a gap in the market there. It's going to get filled, and I think that's very, very possible there. We'll make a planning about this as well with ES in just a moment, but that's the plan. Then the question is, do we reclaim and hold above it, and then we can go back into this area as target 1, and then 25% range, and then from 25% range, do we hold above it, go into this area, that'd be target 2, or target 3, and then squeeze into target 4. Then we'll see what happens next. But it looks kind of shit though. I ain't gonna lie to you, ES does look kind of shit. But that's the best part about trading. When the market looks shit, right, do you start shorting it? You don't. You just gotta wait for confirmation. Like, how many mans are like, yeah, let's short the market, Bro, shut the fuck up, man. You don't know how to short the market, right? Let alone clean your own fucking ass. And you're gonna talk about just shorting the market. Take it easy. Let's look at it one step at a time, right? So let's have a look at what's going on here. Okay, so how would I mark this out in terms of a range band environment, and how we're gonna play this going forward, right? So obviously this high here, as you can see, that was the high that was finding this area here. Just highlight that area here. There we go. That sounds neater there. See this area here? This is a very key element over here. Why? Because this is the last consolidation that sent the market back down for the COVID crash. Then we came back up, found resistance, bounce off it, found resistance, bounce off it, resistance again, and then we finally close into it, and we range bound. We range bound in here. You see a deviation, come back in, back at the bottom, come back up, deviation, come back in, back at the bottom, and then once we take out this high here, that's it. Bullish much, then are you bullish? Off you go, 2021's high, then come back down. So we know straight away, right off the bat, right, before we even start making a plan, right, that this area is going to be an area of key area, right? So we can see price, if price were to lose this low here, find resistance, especially get below here, for example, find resistance off a low, then you can be targeting this area, at least filling out this gap there. You understand? And if that happens, dollar index is going to keep going up, crypto's going to go down, and we don't know how fucking bad it's going to be. Then the question is, after that, right, do we hold above it and come back into the 2021? And the question is then, is this a deviation or is this a retest? If it's a deviation, we step back in, climb back up. If it's a retest, we should find resistance, come back down to this area, and then start stepping back into this range over here, lose this low, and we'll see what the next thing is, right? So it doesn't look fucking good, right? So that's one. Now, as a range band environment, right? Because as many of you guys know, I love ranges, right? Now, how do we play a range band environment? Okay, let's just play this level to level, like just very, very easily, not looking for crazy targets. So we know that we got this block over here, right? That's the key thing. We know we got this area here. That's an area, and that's what we're gonna focus on. How do we play this, right? Let me draw this high here. Let me draw this high over here to this low there, and as you can see, this low here approximately there. Is that right? Let me delete this for a second. No, that's not right. Let me just neaten it up a little bit. There we go. Cool. So we got this range band environment there, right? It's on a weekly. I'm gonna go on the daily just to double check how does it look like. Is this legitimate or not? All right. How is it legitimate? Well, I always say the mid range has to be a key factor. And as you can see, lo and behold, we come back in, find support, get back down, resistance, 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 get back up, hold it support, lose it in like quite badly, come off this area of consolidation, bounce off there, and then that's it. Back to range high. And then we come back as a deeper pullback. Once we take out these highs, it was bullish, find support off the highs, so here, and off we go. Okay, so that's a legitimate range to me. Now, looking at this, playing it to where we are currently, well, we'll look where we are. Oh, motherfuckers, we're back into thingy. Monday's 2021's high. So would I start shorting it back into this area here? Well, fuck no. Why? Because this is holding support. So if I want to play this, right, let's have a look. How would I play this, right? So we got, well, it's not looking too good there. And the question is, come down to this. Let's see, where's Monday's range? Okay, Monday's high, sorry, Monday's low is this area here. Yeah, this is Monday's low. Let's do a quick range. That's Monday's low. And this is, no, this is Monday's high. No, it's not Monday's high. Where's Monday's high? That's Monday's high. This is Monday's high. Now, what we need to do is, let me just flip this around so I actually make sure it's there. And there. Now, we're at a key point now. Okay, a key point where we are at Monday's low. If we find resistance at Monday's low, get back below here. You see this SR right there. Get back below this SR. Then I can start shorting it back down to this lows over here, targeting that as target 1, and then play it down to this range high there. Simple as that. Really, really simple. Don't make it overcomplicated. Just keep it nice and easy. Don't start shorting it yet because we haven't got confirmation. Confirmation, because what happened? That's the shorting scenario. If we are going to be on a long, if we're going to start longing, how are we going to start longing? Well, we need to step back into Monday's range, hold into this Monday's range. That'll be, oops, this is an area consolidation right here, right? So gonna naturally find some sort of resistance. I don't mind that. Once we start holding it, establish its base, show me bullish market structure, and then that'll be my long. Play up to target 1, and then squeeze it into mid range. From the mid range, we'll see what happens. Do we actually hold above it, go down to 25%, 75%, and then go back to range high? And that's it. And that's just a range bound environment. While this is happening, I expect dollar index to start breaking down. We did say dollar index is coming down to resistance. It's at Monday's high, finding resistance on Monday's high. That's all we need to do. As long as it breaks down from Monday's high, this can play out really, really well. Okay? And then on the upside, right, because we talked about the downside playing into here. Then on the upside, once we break above it and hold above it, let's see what happens. Do we come into this area here? And I think this is the next set of area of resistance right over here. Probably trim some off right here first, to be honest. I'll trim some off over here. That'll be the next set of targets, and then squeeze into here. And then from there, we'll see what happens, because this is an SR, that's support, 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 come down, find resistance. So naturally, this is going to be an area of resistance. Then we'll see if we do reclaim it, or do we actually start shooting down. We don't fucking know. We'll see it as it comes, as it unfolds itself. Maybe the Bank of England saves the fucking S&P. Who fucking knows? So we'll see what's up. So that's the S&P. Quickly touch on Euro USD. The reason why I want to touch Euro USD, 54% of the euro is made up of freaking dollar index. Okay, so 54% of the dollar index is made of euro. What else we got here? What's going on here? Trying to say the UK housing markets, bruv. Like the housing, you know what, the housing markets, right? I bought this yard, right? So for those who don't know, right, I bought this house back in October the 11th, right? We're coming to, in about just under 2 weeks, it'd be my 3-year anniversary on this house. I bought this house, right? And I was thinking to myself, all right, cool. Got the house, got happy about it. Then COVID came. I'm like, shit, maybe I bought the house too early. But then I had friends who were looking at houses, and the prices were just phenomenally high. And then when I looked at the value of the property, not too long ago, probably about a couple of months ago or so, before I went to Turkey, it was definitely before I went to Turkey, the property value went up by nearly 50%. Nearly 50%. And I was like, what the fuck? I mean, obviously I've done some work in the house, but the supply and demand of the UK in terms of houses is mad. I mean, the supply is low, the demand is high. So there's going to be naturally a huge influx of prices. Like, it's going to be expensive as well. In terms of how cheap can houses be, I don't think it's going to go that cheap. I don't see it dropping down to like old prices, like the Bank of England in terms of the pound sterling. But it is going to come back down. BOE is hiking rates at the same time. They provide liquidity for hiking rates. Yeah, true. So and yeah, so the Bank of England is actually, what was I saying? I got distracted looking at thingy of religion. I saw religious videos about, I don't know what happened there. I don't know. Anyway, they're having their own conversation there. Bless them. How's it going, Thomas? Good to have you here. So yeah, what was I saying? Yeah, so housing just gone up. So like, for those who live in the UK, who, if you want to invest in houses, I've told you guys, like from a financial advisor that I've spoken to as well. If you're looking to buy and rent houses, right? Best place at the moment. At the moment, where it's quite prime, is Milton Keynes. Milton Keynes will then eventually go to Birmingham. If you were looking for a longer term as well, for cheaper house prices, Liverpool. That's why I'm looking to actually invest over the next couple of years. Liverpool and Birmingham. I mean, good thing is I live by the airport. But that's the UK for you. Anyway, so looking at Euro USD, we've got a range band environment is being established here. Quickly, just have a quick look at this. The 4 hours, that's a range band right there. This is where price is playing from that low to that high, and as you can see, support all over here. And have you not noticed this, right? When you see this low formed and you got a high there, right? And price is bouncing above the mid-range, right? And you've got this high over there, and price is actually capped up here, and you got all this gap over here. Have you not noticed, right? That especially in the bearish market, in any market, to be honest, right? We always come back down, take out liquidity. We always do that. Always do that. I've noticed that many times, and that's an alpha that I'm passing on to you guys. Whenever you actually draw a range, right? Look for the high and the low, right? See how the mid-range holds right here. Deviation, all this is support. Deviation, all this support. Then we sell off. This will be in your queue to sell off with a stop loss there, going back down to range low, right? It's tend to happen a lot of the times, and I've seen this with a lot of altcoins as well. A lot of fucking altcoins do this as well. Same with Bitcoin, same with the market in general. And then what tends to happen is we get down to from the low, all the support, do a deviation, then mid-range bounce off it. And look what happened here, right? This looks like fucking like Bitcoin a little bit, to be honest, right? In this aspect. So we got a low here, right? And got a high here. Price comes back down, right? From low to high, high to low. Then once we get to the mid-range will come back down 25%, then we sell off, right? Have we seen that before? Let me play this again. Low to high, high to low, range bound in this area here, back to the mid-range, and we can't reclaim the mid-range. That's showing me weakness in the market, and then we sell back down. We'll do one more bounce to the 25% of the range, and then sell off. Have you not noticed that? Let me show you this now. Bitcoin. Where the fuck is Bitcoin? There we go, Bitcoin. Low to high, right? High to low, low to mid, mid to low, low to 25%, bounce off there, and then sell off. We discussed this yesterday in the country club. These guys know what I'm talking about, bouncy balls. That should actually help you out there. But I think, right, as a fractal point of view, we could get really fucked up here. Really fucked up, and it's not gonna look nice. But anyway, we'll see what happens when we get fucked over, right? I mean, if you like it up the ass, and fair play, then this is gonna be fun for you. So, Euro USD. Oh yeah, I was talking about Euro USD, and I got fucking distracted by asses and shit and bouncy balls. My dyslexia is just talking to me right there. So here we go. All right. 10,000 subscribers. He loves these kind of jokes. I can tell. He loves these jokes. He does. So you got this low here. So we've got a 4 hour range here. This low here and this high here. Now the question is, as long as this low holds, right? This is the deviation of the range. As long as this holds, we can go back to the mid-range. Mid-range should be around here. From the mid-range, reclaim the range high. Once we get up there, do we get back up, or do we actually play back down as a range bound environment? We don't know. We'll find out. But if we can pop back up, then I'll be looking for the next set of targets will be here. This will be my next set of targets there. That'll be the next target. And then squeeze into the range low at 99 cents 99.5 cents. That's what we're looking for. Then the question is this a deviation of the range, because this is the range low, or is this a retest? Remember we said consolidation, then we have a breakout, then we have a retest, expansion, and it could be the vice versa, consolidation, breakout, retest, expansion. We don't know. It could just be a deviation, but we'll find out what's a deviation if you start breaking, a retest. If you start breaking down, then that was a retest. Start setting it back into this area of support right here. Or is this a deviation and we step back into the range and we play it back up to mid-range and whatnot, and then range high. Okay, so that's the dollar index and also the euro. And if the euro can hold a support, the dollar index will actually start breaking down. Okay, what's going on, Dubsdorf? You don't think it's my dyslexia? What do you think it is? It's just me. I'm just some crazy motherfucker, innit? So yeah, that's dollar index and that's euro. Let's go into Bitcoin. What's BE saying? BE is fucking having a bit of a tease of its life, innit? Like you can see clearly, right? Remember that range itself I was talking about? So we got range low, range high, and it's just range banding environment. Now the question is, right? Every time we come into the range, right, we come back down, we do some sort of deviation from the range low, and then we carry on going higher. Look over here, step back up, find support off it though, then step back higher. This one was a deviation. We actually didn't even step back down, just one solid boost over there. The question is, are we going to have another thing over here, right? Because at the moment, right, you can see that we're at a trendline support. Trendline support in what way? Let's have a look. See this low here? And just there. You can see, yeah, pretty much. Like we're at support. If we start losing this level here, then it's a short back into 17.5k, right? There's liquidity resting over here at 17.5k. Now to talk about things in depth in terms of dollar, right? Of Bitcoin. I want to look at where price is at, right? So do you remember we talked about a certain area where price was reacting, right? So let me just highlight this. So this high to this low. Yeah, that low, right? Just gonna play this level to level. Let me just bring this out there. So it's just about here approximately, okay? And look where we're finding resistance. So this is where the thing was, okay? Let me delete this for a second. And I'm just gonna bring it all back in. So this was a block, an area of block. Why? Because we've got support, support, support. Is this a support, or is this gonna be coming back down? We don't know. We don't know yet. So I marked out the range itself, and that's the high. And once we get above the high, we'll hold it support and carry on going higher. When we retest the high, we go higher. When we retest the high, we find resistance, and then we find a deviation, come back up and hold a support. Then we go higher. And this one is no different. Obviously, it's choppy over here, and the fact it's choppy, I don't like that. I'm not gonna lie to you, I don't like that. I don't like this choppiness here. But we can still make money either way. It doesn't really fucking matter. So now the question is, if we want to get bullish, how do we do this? It is the month end. Coming to the month end, we got literally 2 days left, I believe. And now the question comes down to, can we actually reclaim it and hold above this area here? Once we can reclaim this area there, you see this here? These are all resistance. Come back up, come back down. Resistance over here. Hold support. And then we can come back into 19.8k. 19.8k, what is that? That's previous all-time high. That'll be a long scenario up there. If not, if we are finding resistance here on the lower time frame, let's have a look. Let's go on the hourly. And you can see we're finding resistance. It doesn't look really good there, to be honest. I'm not gonna lie to you. It looks kind of shit. Yeah, it does look kind of shit. You know why? Because you see this area here. See this high here? This low there? This is an area of resistance, right? Look, consolidation, breakdown, resistance, 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 resistance. We finally get up, and which is why I was quite quick to cut. I was very quick to cut because I was looking for this. You see this area here, this high? This is why I was looking. I was looking to cut, because I was expecting price to come into it, hold above it, reclaim this area, and then carry on for bullishness. That's what I was looking for, but it didn't give me that. Instead, it just lost the level. And the fact it lost this level, find resistance off the block again, come back into it. We're looking to find, well, it's getting heavier and heavier. So now, and obviously market structure is going lower. You see that you're making lower lows? We're just making lower lows. We're not making higher highs. This is higher highs over here. So it's very, very different now. Now the question is, if we were to look at the 1 hour, right? We're finding resistance at the range high. Now the question is, how do we play this from this point of view, right? And using that range over there. So see this low here? This is the low that's currently holding the market there. Is this a deviation of the low? We'll find out if we can actually reclaim. Once we reclaim this high over here, for example, then that was just a deviation. Instead, if price comes back down, finds resistance over here, this is now your shorting opportunity. Put a hard stop up there, playing it back down to obviously 25% of range, then mid-range. From the mid-range, see how we react. Break down, 25% of range, looking to take out liquidity at this level here. All right, and at the same time, by doing that, we take out liquidity all the way here. Well, here. There's liquidity over here. This liquidity there. And then we'll see what happens next. If we were to break down below it here, for example, then this is where you're playing it back down to 17.5k. What's so important about 17.5k? Well, on the daily, it's the liquidity over here is resting. This was a previous consolidation before we made the newer all-time highs all the way there. So we had a consolidation. This is the high, this is the low, it's approximately the mid-range. And then from there, if we actually end up losing this area here, break down, off we go, take out this liquidity here, and then we see what happens next. Okay? So that's level to level, man. It's fucking not looking nice. And that comes to about what? 16.2k. So we don't know. So if this fractal plays out like Euro USD, this is gonna get nasty. So, ugh. But it's a fight against bears and bulls. Who fucking knows? Who fucking knows? Looks like 2018 bear right before the colossal bed shit. Yeah, I can agree with that. I can agree with that. But at the same time, we have to the argument for it as well against it. Is this? Sorry. Yeah, the argument for this. Let me just. There we go. That's better. So the argument for it right now is that we're at support. This is support of July's low. This is support of July's low. This is a deviation. We're at support. Okay, so we are not in a complete. We can't be bearish just yet because we are at support. And while we're at support, we're gonna take this level to level now. All right. So where we at? We're in Monday's range, right? So we can see this is Monday's range over here, and all we've done, we're doing a massive stop run. These highs over there. Didn't take out this high there anyway, but you can see this block over here on the hourly makes a bit more sense. Look what happened here. This is a range band environment. Range band environment here. Come back down. Once we come back down, find resistance. Once, come back down. Find resistance again. Twice, come back down. Grind over here. Comes into the block itself. Yes, it pushes up, taking out these highs over there. Finds resistance again. Comes back down. So as long as this is here, as long as this block is holding, right, it's going to be resistance at each time. It's always going to be holding us resistance. If once we can reclaim and hold above it, then off we go. We can play up to higher prices. That's for the bullish play. If you want to get for confirmation for higher prices to the mid range, looking around 21.7. Yeah, 21.7, maybe squeezing into 22.2k ish. Let's say 22.1k, or let's say 22k. That's what we're looking for. But at the moment, price is down here. So let's have a look at a day trade plan. How do we play this? All right, on the 15 minutes, let's see what's up. Oh shit, it actually break down. All right, so let's see what's happening there. So we've got Monday's low, Monday's high. We've got the mid range. Okay, playing it level to level. Price is getting rejected off this area over here. This is where the area is getting rejected off. It's getting coming down. So we missed the short on that one. So now, naturally, we're coming to this area here. See this area here? This is an area consolidation right over there. And I can see price coming to here. Now the question is, do we hold it? Come into this area and hold it. If we can hold this area, that will be my long-in scenario back into the mid-range. From the mid-range, see if we can reclaim and hold above it. 25% range. From there, back into the range high. And then we'll see what happens next. If we start losing the level, cut the trade, come back down. Lose the level, cut the trade, come back down. That's all we gotta do. It's all about being patient now. So it's actually moving quite heavily there. Let's have a look. So on this, let's go on the 15 minutes for a second. So you can see this area here. See this area? This is an area of support here. So we need to hold this level here to come back to mid-range, from the mid-range to go back up higher. If we lose this area here, right? So if we lose this area here, lose the 25% range, come into the June's low, and then from June's low, squeeze into here, fill out this inefficiency back into Monday's low. And then that's it. That's really it. There's nothing else to it. And then once we lose this level, right, find resistance of let's say this low here, find resistance. This would be my target, my entry, confirmation, playing for lower prices to the area I was talking about, which would be taking out these lows here. So let me just delete that. Find resistance off here, break down, take out this low over here, and then we can try and squeeze into, probably I'd say the next set of target would be this. Let me move my head out the way so you guys can see. Motherfucker. There we go. That'll be the next set of targets there. That's target 2. So that's target 1, sorry. And then we can go into target 2 before we can actually squeeze into these liquidity right here. And I think that's where the next liquidity rest will be there. And that'll be target 3. Alright? And that's how we're going to play it there. But that's if we come into this area. We need to find this for a confirmation to happen like that. Without this, there's no point for you shorting it just yet. Level to level, play it nice and easy and nice and simple there. Okay? So then from there, on the daily, the plans for losing the low, take out the liquidity over here, would be this. I'm just going to 4 hours actually. So do something like this, and then we've got liquidity resting over here. Come into this area here, that'll be this area there, and then we take out liquidity over here, break down from here, take out the next liquidity here at 17.6k. Okay? Big Bitty's has been quite, yeah, looks like the 2018, but okay. I was going to Waldemar. Important events, let's have a look. If I delete all this. Forex Factory. I don't think we have any today. Today is Wednesday. Nah, there's none today. Tomorrow I got GDP for the Canadian dollar and RBNZ for New Zealand dollar. Nothing else going on apart from core PCI that's happening on Friday, and then we'll see what happens. Then, like Canadian dollars are bank holiday for the Canadians. So nothing too major coming on for this week itself. Next week is when we get the CPI. It should be on Friday, I believe. Yeah, NFP. Sorry, NFP will happen on Friday next week. What else do we have? CPI for the Swiss, ISM, and then Tuesday cash rate for the Aussie. Jobs opening, official cash rate, RBNZ again on the New Zealand dollar, OPEC for everyone, ADP for the US dollar, and then on Friday is the big one, unemployment rate and NFP. So that's going to be a massive one on Friday next week. Then we'll find out what's going on there. Powell's always talking every day, man. That guy loves to chat in it. So that's that actually. I mean, if we look on the 5 minutes, just focusing on this, literally, we'll have to see how it works out now. On the 5 minutes, right, finding resistance in the mid-range, we need to actually, just playing off Monday's range. If it were to come back down into this area here, bounce off there, hold above it, I mean, confirmation for me to actually play higher will be above the June's low, play back to 25% range, and then go into mid-range. From the mid-range, squeeze into 75, and then 75 to range high, taking out this liquidity over here. Then we'll see what happens there. But it's looking heavy though. I'm not gonna lie to you, it does look quite heavy. So I'm not looking too, it's not looking very appealing. Yeah, it's not looking very appealing, to be honest. So we'll see what happens. Let's see what ETH/USD is doing. Actually, fuck that. Before I even do that, let me go on the daily. I need to bring up my ranges again on the 19th, because that's where the range bound environment really is. 19th was this level here. So this high to this low. which makes sense, you know, which makes sense to the plan I was talking about, you know, the 15 minutes. If we lose this level here, come back down, find resistance of this, well, from the 75%. Remember I was saying, whoops, fuck off, man, what's going on? Yeah, remember I was saying to you, like, finding resistance of this level, of this, it just so happens to be the 25% range of last week's Monday's range, and then that will be your confirmation to play back down to this thing, that liquidity over there, and liquidity of last week's, well, the 19th low. And then from there, we'll see if we can squeeze in, take out this low over here, and then do we see, you know, come back up and hold it, and that was just a deviation of the range, and then we can play it back up 25% of the range, July's and mid-range, right? And we'll still play into this as well, so you can actually focus that on a smaller time frame and focus that on a bit more of a wider time frame there. Okay, hopefully that makes a bit of sense there. Any questions there? Putin's speech on Friday too. Shit. Fucking hell, man. So let's look at freaking Ethereum. What's Ethereum saying? Is Ethereum any clearer? Well, Ethereum's coming down back to a range low. So as we discussed with Ethereum, this is the range. This is a Monday's low, Monday's high, last week's Monday's high. We're still within this range here, which I don't want to lose this. I don't want to actually change this range itself. This is an important key factor. So now we're coming to this area of resistance. I mean, where was Monday's where's Monday's range itself? Daily. Where's Monday? So Monday's range here, 26. Okay. So what did 20? Yeah, that makes sense. Let me draw this up. There to there. Make that black. I'll make this one thin actually. Alright. Go on the 1 hour, let's have a look. So we're taking out liquidity on Monday's low, which is all fine. We're finding support on Monday's low. If this was going to be bullish, right, which is maybe a bit more clearer than Bitcoin actually, right? So if it was going to be bullish, what we like to see, you see this high over here, this high there. I mean, you can come back down, come into this area, maybe squeeze into there, reclaim this area. This will be my confirmation for longs, playing it back up to the mid-range, from the mid-range, and which is also the 25% of the range and range low of the of last week's Monday's low. Come back in 25% of the range, mid-range of this week's range, and then we can squeeze up, and then we play it back to level 75% of the range, take some profits over here especially, and then we squeeze up to the mid-range and Monday's high. Then from there we'll see what happens. Do we actually play back within the range itself, or do we finally decide to say, you know what, fuck this motherfucker, we're going to go a lot more higher? And how do we go a lot more higher? Well, we're going to actually reclaim last week's Monday's low, something like this. Once we do something like that, that's your confirmation for higher prices, at least to 75% of the range. And then I see us coming back into this area. This is a basic consolidation right here. You see that? All this is consolidation. Squeeze into there. That's the next set of targets. And then we go into Monday's high. We'll see what happens there. And then we've got to work out what happens there, because it's still a range band environment. At the moment, there's nothing going on but just a range band environment. So you just play it level to level. There's nothing else more to it than that. Any questions, guys? Yeah, smash the likes, everybody, man. Appreciate that. Show me some love and support there. So that's that. That's just truly is that. Now the question is, what happens if we go bearish? Well, you see this area here, right? This is a range band environment right here. Okay. Then we're going to end up stepping into this. This was a range band environment that we actually played from, I think it was June. Yeah, June. Around June, going to July. Then we finally broke out. So, as you can see, range band, oops. Price ranges, break out, come for a retest. The question is, this is a retest for an expansion, right? To go up higher. We don't know, we'll find out. Because remember, we're still playing within this range here. Let me delete all this. We're still playing within this range here. This high to this low, right? Once we break out of this high and find support, especially reclaim the 1440 level, that's previous all-time high, then we can say, yeah, let's go up. At least fill out these inefficiencies here, come into the monthly open of September's monthly open. Is it September's monthly open? That's not September's monthly open. Yeah, it is. It is. My bad. My mistake. Then come back into September's monthly open, and then we'll see if we can squeeze back into 1700 level. We don't know. We don't know. And then, and obviously, as you can see quite clearly, let me just do this. See this high here? See this low there? This is a downtrend. So I wouldn't want to phase this. So this is the monthly opens here. So we can squeeze into September's monthly open and then still break down and then be bearish. You know, and all we've done, we've just been like this inefficiency. We don't need to fill this bit out until whenever he wants to. So that's the key. If we somehow break above and hold above it, that's your long playing up back to this area there, 1700. And then from there, we'll see what happens next. This is a consolidation, so I see a reaction happening. And if we can reclaim, let's go higher and we'll play from there, level to level, looking to take out this area of consolidation there. We'll see what happens. But when the time comes, we'll talk about that as well. So yeah, that's that. Now, in terms of what I was talking about of a range band environment here, now this is where it gets a bit more tricky now. If we start, see this here, see this support there? Now, if we start losing this area there, this will now be confirmation for me to break down, shorten the market back down to 25%, 75, then back to mid-range. And then we're going to try and fill out these inefficiency right here, squeezing it back into 75 and see how we go at range low. Then we'll see what happens next, because this is now the range band environment we had, and that was just a deviation of this range band environment. Okay, so be very, very careful. We are at support. I wouldn't be looking for shorts just yet. I'll just see how it works out on Ethereum and Bitcoin. Keep an eye on dollar index. As we said, dollar index is at Monday. Well, we're getting above Monday's high at the moment. Not a problem. Let's have a look. 50 minutes. Yeah, so we just need to get a step back down. We can step back down, find resistance, remember off this high there. Then that's how we get to confirm. I'm gonna go lower. So it's just a messy fucking space there at the moment. I mean, ES is below the fucking, yeah. You see, look, it's rejecting off Monday's low. Where's it come off? ES has come off this area here. See this area of consolidation here? Price got up there, stop run over here, come back down. Lower, I think a bearish market structure, taking out these lows here, come back down, and that's the lower high. And then get below here, play back down. So like I said to you, the plan for ES is there for you. If you guys are interested in actually getting to ES, break down, liquidity over here, and then liquidity up there. Then we'll see what happens. If this happens over here, if we start coming to here, Bitcoin's gonna fall down, same as Ethereum. Doesn't look fucking good though. I'm not gonna lie to you. So play this level to level. The plan's all there, and we'll work from there. Any questions, guys? Limit your risk, long-term commitment, 100%. Risk management is key though. I was telling the guys about risk management. I gave them a really, really good long, well, I suppose originally it was going to be 10 minutes. Came out as like what? How long was it, guys? Like an hour and a half? Just on risk management. Literally just on risk management. On the keys and how to, being like strict with your risk. Gary Gensler will be the new China fad. Fucking hell. Yeah, but that's pretty much it. There's nothing more to say as well. I mean, you can see the market structure is bearish on the. Let's go on the hourly. Fucking hell. Even on the hourly close below here, it does look quite bad. It looks like a short to me. Yeah, 10 minutes. That was all on the Discord. Yeah, that's right. Overnight, bro. Like pirate. Like, why are you complaining in it? You like hearing my voice. Let's have a look at this. Fucking hell. That's a total 2. Market cap as well. So you see how we found resistance of. See this? Why did I choose that? I don't even know. Weekly. Let's have a look at the weekly because that's an orange line. Alright, so I used this candle. Okay, I see what I've done. It just doesn't on the weekly. It shows it to me, but on the freaking monthly, on the hourly, it doesn't show me very clearly. Anyway, but this is a range band. Sorry, as you can see here on total 2. This is a total 2. I think we're gonna go a lot more lower in my opinion. Once we lose this level here, look, range band environment over here. Come back there, support, in a way. Come back down, resistance. Once we find this resistance, this was bad. This is fucking bad anyway. But Once we get below 510 billion market cap, come back down to 490, 490, lose it to 470. From 470, see what happens. This is the area of the 200 weekly EMA. See how we react in this area there. So even that doesn't look good. Looking at the total 2 versus Bitcoin, fucking hell. Yeah, it's time to sell this off. So this gives me an indication of how strong the alt is compared to Bitcoin, and it doesn't. This is a range bound environment. Where's the rest of the data? Yeah, where's the rest of the fucking data? Oh, for the okay, Gandalf, I'll sort that out. Give me a moment. I'll have a look at that for you, okay? We did some 10 minutes and then some. Yeah, then we talked about thingy, about some plans and whatnot. But I don't know what happened to the data there. Fucking bug it up on me. But yeah, Bitcoin dominance. What's Bitcoin dominance saying? You can still see that we're capped within this low. This area here and this area here. We're still capped in this area. Do we reclaim and hold above it, get up to 25%, and then to mid-range? Or do we still go back down to here and then see if we can squeeze into here? Fill out this inefficiency. We don't know. We don't know. So it's a range bound environment right here, and it's just nasty. Looking at the all important EPTC, how's my EPTC shorts going on? Actually, I've still held my EPTC short, to be honest. If you guys recall, I took a short about around here itself with a stop loss there. I think my first short was around here. Well, my first short was here, and my second short was here. This short here was already cancelled there. I cut that one off. That was a compounding position there. But yeah, still holding well. EPDC, I can still see this coming down. So all we need to do is, you see this area here? That's holding the support at the moment. You see this trend line over here? That's the trend line right there. Put some thickness to it as well so you guys can see. Finding resistance, a bit of a deviation. Once we lose this low here, that's my short, and I can play it back down. I mean, this is my confirmation here. This is my confirmation, and I can look to compound my position back down to 25% range, and then to fucking range low, range high. Probably retest this area here, and then squeeze into here. That's what I'll be looking for, and that'll be the trade done. That's a massive swing trade though, to be honest. I've still held it as well, which is quite nice. But yeah, I look at compounding it, and I'll probably bring my stop loss from, at the moment it was from there, and I brought it down to here, and then I'll compound it from here to probably around here to there. That's why I'll be looking to compound my position, and all this trade here that I entered there is pure profit, and I just add that position on. So once we break down, do something like this, I'll add my position on and bring my stop loss from, I mean, yeah, I'll probably bring it here because it's a swing trade. Give me a little bit of breathing space and play it back down to 25, range low, and then we'll see what happens. Then we'll see what happens. I do want to talk about one more thing quickly though, before I head off, right? Yeah, Gandalf actually sent me an email, so don't worry about it. Don't worry about about these platforms. We'll look after you as well in the group anyway. But I do want to talk about one quick thing, right? So let me just hide all this shit, okay? So look at Bitcoin, right? Let's go on the monthly. So do you remember here? For those who were, playing the game over here, so you know how we had this range bound environment right here. From this candle there to this candle there, this is the range bound environment, okay? And we're looking for a potential move back down. That's what we're looking for, a potential move back down here, okay? But you see how all this was a consolidation. We have a deviation, we have resistance of here, we have support. This is the COVID crash, and then we come there, resistance. Then we had a breakout. This is the first signal of bullishness. A clean close above there. It's the first sign of bullishness. Now, we're all looking for price to come back down here around 12k, 10k area, to actually long and whatnot. I would love that. I'm not gonna lie to you. I would love that. But what if, right? I just want to give a proposition to you guys. What if we do something like this right here? So this is what we're looking at. And then what if let me just do this fucking properly there. There we go. My fucking head's in the way, You know what? Fuck this. Let me move my fucking face away. Ugly ass motherfucker right there. There we go. Let's just escape. Just bear with me, alright? Just focus for a second. This is the high, this is the low, it's the range bound environment. We talked about it there. What if we do the same motherfucking shit right over here? What if we do that? I'm just asking, what if we do this? This is the actual range of accumulation. This is the real accumulation. What if we do that for the next, for the whole till 2024, till the what you call it? It may come out down here and step back into it, find resistance. What if we do that, and then in 2024, May 2024 with the halving, then we go up? What if this is the key? This is very, very possible, very, very fucking possible. I don't see why not. I'm gonna just screenshot this actually. Give me a second. I'm gonna post it up. Because I was thinking about this last night. I'm like, we're all looking for consolidation, but what if this is the mother... Oh, fuck off. Let me screenshot this for a second, guys. And just save that. Let me save that. Okay, cool. Yeah, what if that is the whole motherfucking consolidation right here? This is very, very possible that this could be the whole consolidation. Just like how we were looking for consolidation over here, with a deviation, come back up, support, resistance, resistance. This is all key factors right here. This whole thing was based off one fucking monthly candle. Which monthly candle? I think that was February's. Yeah, February's 2018. That's the whole candle that's doing the whole thing. And we're looking like we're doing the same thing here. Looking like that's what's happening. And I don't see why that can't be the thing. We might not get this 12, 10k. We might not get it. I'm just saying to you, what if we don't get it? What do you do then? You're gonna start fucking saying, but are you guys gonna start fucking buying here at 30k, 40k, 50k, and 60k? Nah, fam. Let it establish thing. Let a couple of months do its thing in it. You don't need to trade, right? The key is, right, you don't need to trade. You don't need to actually start actually fucking whatchamacallit. I'm have a cigarette as well. I can't even think properly. Need some nicotine rush. You don't need to trade. You don't need to spot buy. I mean, if you want to succeed, if you really, really want to succeed, I mean, the guys will tell you here. From my own experience as well, learning how to trade is the best thing to do. We're in a bear market. You've got nothing else to do but apart from grabbing your dick and fucking sitting in the computer and tossing over a fucking chart. Instead of actually tossing over a fucking chart looking for bull, 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 why don't you actually grab a fucking pen and paper and start studying some material? There's no it's not that hard. Yes, it's going to be difficult. Don't get me wrong. Anything you want to do, you treat it like a job. I was telling the guys in the group, you treat trading like a job. If you treat it like a job, right, and treat it with respect, you'll be fine. Okay? Feels so good to have a cigarette. Yeah, treat it like a fucking job. When you treat it like a job, you'll be fine. It's just simple as that. Just treat it as a job, and all you gotta do, you literally just start worrying about how you're gonna make how you're gonna build your account. I was talking about the guys with risk management. What if we don't have a dick? Ooh, what do we probably grab your chest in it? I don't know. But buy only at 60k and sell at 30k. Fucking Gandalf. So if you are actually looking to actually play the game, right, and you want to learn how to trade, now's the time to do so. Because in bull market, you're not going to do it. I don't see anyone learning how to trade in bull market. Everyone wants to learn in the bear market when it's a bit too fucking late. And you don't want to get in that same position in the bear market. You're learning and it's too fucking late. Because you got that euphoria kicking in. You got that YouTube channel, that your favorite YouTube channel is telling you, yeah, buy this, buy that, buy this, buy that. A new fucking coin called Pussy or Dicks or whatever. Or God Save the Queen, that kind of stuff. Let's start buying this as well. And you're buying that and Safe Moon and you wrecks yourself and whatever. You're like, what the fuck is you losing money? You're putting more money in there again. And then someone else is telling you buy this because on Twitter, everyone's saying buy this, buy that, buy this. But then the fucking dev on MCC, for example, disappears and then like the main holder actually, shanks, everyone's shanking the thingy. All these influencers are shanking it. And then you start getting into a loss and you're like, oh, I'm going to hodl it. No. We're not hodling shit. We're not hodling. Safe Moon did fucking well though. I ain't gonna lie to you. Safe Moon did fucking well. I didn't get into Safe Moon because by the time when it came to my attention, I'm like, what the fuck is this shit, right? And it was a whole TikTok thing as well, wasn't it? I believe it was a TikTok thing that was just pumping it up as well. We influenced on Twitter, Instagram. No, Instagram, and I didn't see much on Twitter, but by the time I saw Safe Moon, right, I was looking at this. I'm like, yo, fuck this shit. Well, let's try to look at a chart of Safe Moon. 1 second. Safe coin. Coin market cap. Is there a chart for this properly? Like, is there a proper chart? Let's see where it is in the markets. on Pancake Swap, Bittrue, and all that stuff. Anyway, that. Let's look at all of it. Yeah, when I saw this, it was around here, man. I swear to God, like, I was looking at this, right? And like, obviously, I saw a couple of tweets here and there, and he's popped up into here and whatnot, and I was like, I'm not buying this shit, right? I don't even know what the fuck he does. And by the time I actually saw it, it was, it was all over the fucking Twitter space as well. And that's where I was really at. It was around here, man. I think it was about there. And he popped up, and I remember popping up. I'm like, oh shit, I missed out a couple of moves. But I was quite happy I didn't get into it, because what happened? It dropped back down, right? Look at this low over here. You can literally do an S off this line chart, man. Fuck you now, look at this. Look at this low. This is the initial low from the all-time high. And you can see, yes, we did find support. Find support here, do a bit of deviation, come into this area of resistance. Find resistance, breaks down. Once it loses their resistance and sells off, comes into this high here. Just remove that, remove that, remove that, and that. So find this resistance there, comes off the base where it was, and look where we're finding it. Comes off the base, finds support off the base, comes back down, deviation, pops up, there's a deviation up there. Once we find resistance, back down. Support one, then so far we're finding resistance, and we're finding resistance here. So when you see coins, right, for your own good, when you see coins like that, Elon Doge, I was in Elon Doge as well. I was actually on Elon Doge as well. And I mean, you guys probably find it on Twitter. I was trying Elon Doge, and at the time it was actually dumping down. I mean, I made a little bit of gains here and there, buying and selling on short term, but it dumped down, and I made a loss on Elon Doge. But anyway, it is what it is. But when you start seeing like the fucking masses, right? This is one thing you guys can learn. When you see the masses are actually getting involved, and your uncles and your aunts and your best friend from fucking primary school telling you to buy SafeMoon, fucking start selling that shit. That's the biggest advice, biggest alpha anyone can give you. When the masses are talking about it, start selling that shit. Same as Bitcoin. Bitcoin in 2017. If you guys remember, if any of you guys was in 2017, I know Jay was around as well, because she was in SE's group as well. In 2017 December, it was all over the fucking news. When Bitcoin hit 20k, it was a massive thing for us as well. I remember how I felt at 20k. I was like, yo, this is mad. This is gonna go to 50k. Straight, like, just like you guys when we got to 60k. It's like you guys were thinking about 100k. I was in the same boat as you guys. When the masses are talking about this, I learned this from the last time. You gotta start fucking taking your profits. Yeah, my dad is talking about Bitcoin. My mom doesn't know much about Bitcoin. I tell her about my job in it, right? And she doesn't even get it. She's like, how are you sitting down behind a desk and you're making money? I'm like, don't worry about that, ma. You just relax in it. Just open your bank account for me and I'll send that to you. But Joel was there. So you remember in December, what happened in December? We made an all-time high, one more run, because that's what retail was stepping in. Retail was stepping in. Let me show you this. Let me go back to the chart of Bitcoin. All right. Look at this. This is December. Look where we closed. Let me just go higher. Let's just make this bigger. Put myself back into my own rightful place in that corner. Whoops. Look over here. When you see wicks, this wick here is retail. That's retail buying this. All that is retail. These bodies are institutional bodies, right? They would have been buying over here, and they would have been selling over here. Retail started buying this, made this high there. The next month we couldn't even get to that high, right? Then after that, it just fucking looked horrible. Look at the body of this institutional buy. Look at that. You couldn't make this up. Fucking pinpoint perfect. Resistance into institutional close, and that'll be the open there. Resistance back into the institutional close and the body over there. Then once we get back up, we find support off the institutional buys, and off we go. You understand? Just remember, when you start seeing wicks, these crazy ass wicks, start seeing, remember one thing, the biggest advice. Yo, Joe, what's going on? Morning to you, bro. Remember, when you see these massive wicks, right? What does that mean? That means the buying pressure, right, is weak. The selling pressure is too strong, because look how many. Because if we start having, if the buying pressure was strong, we would have had a candle like this. So this is a candle right here, right? We had a candle like that, something like that. That's when we know. Just focusing on this candle here. That's when we know that we still got a lot more buyers in. Just like this, got a lot more buyers coming in. We got more buyers coming in. right? When we see candles like that with less small wick on the top, small wick on the downside, that's all good. Look at that. The buying pressure, right, wasn't as strong. The selling pressure was too much stronger, and that's why we got the wick here. Yes, over here we have strong buying pressure over here. So and then if you use this range over here, this low here, look what happened the following month. The following month, right? Yes, we find support. The next month we find resistance. We break down. We close below it. That's fucking deadly as fuck. Come back to retest, deadly as fuck, and that's off we go. So be very careful. Remember, for the next bull run in 2024, 2025, maybe 2026. I don't fucking know. You might run it to 2025 and then start, and that'll be the end of that. But remember, when you start seeing these massive wicks, fucking sell it, man. Look here. Here. If you wanted to be late to the party, to sell, look at this. This was the original high. We found resistance. Resistance over here. Sells off. Comes up there, we close. We don't have a smash. What we wanted was a smash above here. If we had a smash there, that would have been good. Look at how big this wick is. Look how big this wick is. This wick looks very similar to this wick. Not very good. We can't even close above this high. We come back down, we lose this level. We come back up. You see this body over here? Find resistance. Finds resistance of the body, sells off. That was your cue there. You don't have to be a phenomenal technical analysis as well to start marking at the top. You don't need to actually catch the top. Fuck catching the top. Fuck catching the bottom. What we're looking for is confirmation. That's all it is. This was your confirmation right here. November's high was a confirmation. Was it November's high? No, I think it was December. December's high was a confirmation right there. Once we close below it on December, then we should have been start selling there. Look at the close here. The body. Look what happened. Finding resistance all the way through. We get back down. Resistance, set off. We couldn't close within it. If we start closing with it above that high, then happy days, let's go up higher. Let's find a retest, and then let's go back to this level there. But we couldn't do that. So we got a lot of strength, a lot of weakness here. So be very careful about that. Okay. I had $2,000 on Uniswap. Looked at it the other day. It's worth fucking 30 quid. Fucking hell. Damn, 30 quid is fuck all now. What's one thing you'd change for the next cycle that just came from experience only? Good question, that is. What would I change? As in what? If I was in the shoes, because you have to be a little bit specific, Ed. As in the shoes of someone who's actually new to trading, new to the whole market, or someone in my experience, with my my view of who I am today. Did you get caught out on Cryptoria? I never used Cryptoria exchange. Nah. As an exit strategy. I mean, like I said, right? So let's just say here. If you look here carefully, I've already marked the ranges. I marked the ranges here. I want to show you something. Right? Actually, yeah, fuck it. I'll show you out to another time. But I already marked the ranges, and I already said this is the first quarter's low. This is the first quarter's low, right? You can see that. That's the low here. First quarter's high. That was a range bound environment. Let me show you on the quarterly range. Right? Look at that quarterly range right there. Makes a lot of sense, doesn't it? Right? Let me hide all this and just make it nice and simple. When you start understanding the macro ranges itself, it makes things a lot more simpler, a lot more easier, a lot more cleaner to have a look at. You can see this. We've got support, resistance. We come back down, we lose this level there. That's fucking bad, right? Lose this level there. I mean, look at this one. We're below last month's quarter. This is not really good. And the quarter closes in a couple of days. I mean, it's not too bad. It could be worse, in my opinion. If you start, having a candle down a bit more lower, that looks really bad. But anyway, it's not too bad. So anyway, what we're talking about is you start understanding ranges. Ranges is the key. When you're looking at a range, right, for anyone else, right, if you understand the higher time frame range, you're going to be okay, right? Because look at the quarterly level there. High insight, it makes a lot of sense, right? Everyone's like, oh yeah, it makes yeah, this is good. Yeah, I should have done that. No. When if you can actually learn how to play the bear market, right? As the one thing I would actually explain to you guys, if you can learn how to exit and short the bear market, when it comes to the bull market and you're focusing on up and down, like when you start looking at price is going up and up and up and up and up. In the back of your mind, you're trained in the bear market. You're seasoned in the bear market. You're looking for that exit strategy. You're looking for that fucking bearish signal to say, yo, cut the fucking trade, let's go, because this is not looking good. That's what you're looking for. So, whoops. So, the key really comes down to this. Practice in the bear market. So when it comes into the bull market, you're ready to go. So look on the monthly. The monthly is like this. Even the monthly gives me a signal to close. Because look, the monthly here gave me a signal to close because we couldn't reclaim the fucking range high. Because if we find resistance at range high right here, what does that mean? We're gonna go back down to mid-range. Mid-range go back down to range low. Does that make sense? You don't. Okay, that's the monthly. So you would have actually, you could have exited in oh, what month is that? That's October. You would have exited in October, right? And you can always reclaim, right? Once we get out above this high here, right, off the monthly. Let's just say on a monthly we close above this high here. Then that's good. Then we can actually look for longs, right? Then you can squeeze it a little bit more long, a bit more. But you're banking on more profits anyway. Let's look at the weekly. Go down on the weekly. How do we play this? The weekly, okay, no problem. Weekly, you can see resistance over here. 1 week, 2 week, 3 week, and then on the 4th week we pop up. Cool. We take out these highs there. I mean, on the 2nd week we made a new all-time high, but we close within the range. When we close within the range, that's not looking fucking good. So now, if I want to actually be bullish, I need to reclaim this high and go higher. So I would have taken around here. You would start looking to take profits. You would start taking profits there, and then you're looking for smaller ranges over here. Then I'll make another range here and say, okay, we are stuck in this range. If I'm going to be bullish, I reclaim and hold above it. Then let's go up to the next level. We'll see what happens next. If we start breaking down, what happens? Start cutting the position. So at any moment of time, you would have been able to have a look. And that's seasoned in bear market. You're already working out an exit strategy. Going on the daily. How does the daily look like? The daily looks like it's fucking bullish, right? Cool. I can do a trend line right here. This is the trend line there. Once we lose this trend line, what does that look like? Fucking bearish. We'll come back into the range. I had another opportunity to cut the trade. Everything will cut up because with this is a swing failure high. It's a swing failure. So there was so many opportunities for us to actually exit. Look at this high here. We go back up on the daily. Even on the daily would have given me a tighter entry to actually exit the whole thing. That's just a swing failure there. We come back down, find resistance off this low here. This would be my exit strategy. Short the whole fucking market there, at least to a minimum to range high. See the next day, that same day would have closed below it. We got a range bound environment. Once we break down, fucking send the market back down to mid range from range low. And that's it. And that's all it is. If you can season yourself up to the next motherfucking bull run, trust me, the bear market is going to be the best time for you to play. You don't need to make 10, 100 grand, 600 grand or whatever. You don't need to make stupid money. If you can play the bear market and be profitable in the bear market, trust me, in the bull market, it's going to be a piece of cake. It's going to be so easy. You're fucking chilling. Yes, in the bear market, in the bull market, you're not going to sleep because everything's going up. But live the life. You struggle for a bit, and trust me, whilst you're taking profit on the way up, it's perfect. Because I think the main thing that most people don't do is taking profits. They don't know where to take profits. They don't know how to take profits. They don't understand the market scenario is. They can't season themselves up to actually figure out how do I take profits and where should I take profits. That's the problem. That's the big issue. Look here. So many mans would have actually longed this area here, right? So you see this here? It's a range bound environment, okay? We come back up. We find resistance. Take your fucking profits. Cut the trade. Go back to mid-range. Range low. We lose this low. Then what happens? We go back down lower. They don't fucking take profits. Everyone's still being bullish. Let's look at another one over here. Got a range bound environment right here to there. That's a range bound environment, right? We get back up. Happy days. Happy days. We find resistance. We find resistance. We get back up. Happy days. We find support. Yeah, no problem. Once we step back into it, what happened? What does our tattoo say on our fucking butt cheek? One of the butt cheeks, right? What the fuck are you doing back in the range? Cut your motherfucking trade, man. Cut your trade right here. We're going back to mid-range. Mid-range back to range low. It's all just a fucking game. It's all a game. And all you got to do is actually use this bear market to season yourself to play the game as it comes. Look where we are right now. Right now, here we are. All right, let's just have a look at a range bound environment. Okay. We've got this. Let's have a look. Let's say we use this low here. Fuck it. Let's just use this low here. And then we got this high here. Clean, clean, clean. You can see it. This is the low and this is the high right here. SR I'm using, right? Come up here, find resistance. get back up, come back down, find support, shoots up, making higher highs. Look at this. I would have used this high here as a complement. Resistance, resistance, deviation, resistance. Sell the fucking market. Once we come back down, what do we say? The fuck you doing back in the range? We're looking to short the market back down. And what happened is we come back down, we take out these lows over here, bounce off there, back to range high, finds resistance, sells off to range low. And then now, where we are actually bouncing off this area here. Off this area. Now, we're finding resistance here. Look at yesterday. Yesterday, I made the plan really, really clean. I talked about, I posted it on the group. I said it's a short scenario right here. I made the plan. I entered the short. What happened is I cut the trade quite early. No problem. I don't fucking mind. I know I'm actually seasoned in the bear market. The bear market is what I live for. This is the best time to make money. In my opinion, I think it's the best time. So if you can actually focus on this at yourself, worry about how you're actually going to short the market. If you can learn how to short the market, and this will then become natural to you. When you're looking at these price action here, this price action here, you've said, hang on a second, I've seen this before. Where have I seen this before? Motherfucker, I saw this back in the all-time high area. Right here. This is where I saw it. And I saw this, and I can actually see it's the same fucking scenario. This is the high here, and look what happened. We get up, right? Comes back down. Get back up, come back down. This is all showing me distribution. Prices was actually making lower highs over here. And what does that mean? Sell the fucking market. Just sell the fucking market. Play it back lower. And that's what happened yesterday. On a lower time frame, it made no difference whether it was a daily, a monthly, a weekly, a 15 minutes. On the 5 minutes I was trading the market, and I was selling the market on the downside. And that's all it is. And all I'm doing is bagging up my profits. I cut the trade quite early. I'm quite happy with cutting the trade early. Why? Because I know I was able to actually go to bed quite happily. And the guys in the group was actually, like, some of the guys were looking for potential trades. I was telling the guys, I said, listen, guys, chill the fuck out a little bit, right? Why? Because we've just done a move up yesterday, right? This is not natural for us to actually make a move up. Let's go in the fucking 15 minutes. Where the fuck is it? Look at this, right? This is not natural. We make this move up here. This push up, right? And we rode the push up here. No problem. This is not natural. Look at this high there. Resistance, resistance, resistance. We're making resistance. This is a range bound environment. Once you lose slow, we sell off there. And it's not natural that this is going to hold. It's not sustainable. Remember, if you really want to understand the concept of taking profits, this is it, right? Just picture this, right? I want everybody to take an imaginary concrete block, right? Concrete block is about this big, right? Massive motherfucker, right? Quite heavy as fuck as well, right? Now, I want you to just throw it in the fucking air. Just chuck it above in the air, or above your head. Just throw it as hard as you can. You could be Arnold Schwarzenegger. Just throw it as hard as fuck as you want, right? And just look at it. You're just watching it, you're watching it, right? And it's going up high in it, right? It looks fucking good in it because it's looking smaller and smaller and smaller. Then all of a sudden, right, you're still standing there. You look at your fucking watch, right? And you're just like, what time is it now? Right? Is it time to fucking eat? You know what? I probably need to take a shit. And then as you look up again, you see it get bigger and bigger and bigger. What are you going to do? Are you going to stand there and start looking at it? It's like, oh, it's getting fucking big again. Oh, what do I do in it? Like, is it coming down? Is it looking like it's coming down? Is that what you're doing? Is that what you guys are doing? Like, this is what taking profit is. You're just looking at the fucking brick, right? The concrete block. And it's getting bigger and bigger and bigger. Before you know it, it's smacked in your fucking head. You're fucking unconscious and you're gone. You're liquidated as a motherfucker. That's taking profit. Fucking hell, that brick is fucking heavy, isn't it? That's it. That's what taking profit is, man. What goes up must come down. It's physics, man. Physics told us this. Was it Einstein who said this to us? What goes up must come down? Oh, no, it was Newton. Newton talked about gravity, the apple. How the fuck are we not taking something that Isaac Newton, right, spoke about 200 years ago, or was it 400 years ago, right now in today's day and age of 2022? Instead, we're so fucking busy looking at TikTok girls and Instagram chicks who will never get a fucking opportunity to bang them, right? But you still want to bang them, but you're not focused on the gravity. Thank you so much for that, Jay. Put a cinder block on my desk as a constant reminder. Dude, honestly, just take it easy, man. Just remember, take profits. Taking profits on the way up in the bull market. It's the same way as taking profits on the way back down in the bull market. I took profits early, right? Look at yesterday. I showed it to you in the morning, right? I took profits. I think it was about here or whatever. I don't know. It wasn't there. I think it was here. That's why I took profits around there. I showed it from here around there. Stop loss there. I took profits here. Yes, I could have actually made mad profits even over here, taking profits here. But what's the fucking point? It's stressing over a fucking couple of dollars when I'm just quite happy that I made profits. I've understood that the block was coming down and I moved out the fucking way. None of us are fucking strong enough to just take hold of it. Even the greatest of fucking traders, right? The people with the most millions and millions of dollars, right? Who have crazy amounts. And they may post P&Ls of minus 100k. You think like, yo, what the fuck? You lost 100k on that fucking trade. You're down 100k. There was some guy on Twitter who was faking out these things. He lost 300k. He was all faking it. He put the minus sign and he got caught out. But anyway, fuck that guy. But you're looking at that and you're like, whoa, what the fuck? You know why? Because we're so at the bottom, right? And we're looking at the bigger. We're trying to look for bigger pictures. Focus on yourself, motherfuckers. Stop focusing about other people. Because that 100k, I bet you so well that 100k must hurt. Because they be thinking, shit, with 100k, what could I have done? I could have bought this, I could have bought that, I could have given money to charity, I could have done so many things. But they lost 100k because they were dumb. They didn't take profits. Don't be like that. I don't want you to grow an account and God willingly you got like, $1 million in your account, taking a trade and you're down 6 figures. I do not want to hear that from any of you guys. This is not fucking good. It's not fucking cool. You're not cool. You're a fucking dumbass if you do, right? The guys who actually post their P&Ls and show like minus 10k, 20k. What the fuck, man? I've never shown my P&L minus X amount. I don't do that stuff to show that, oh yeah, I got this amount of money. Like, bruv, like, have you not heard of bad eyes, evil eyes? What the fuck are you doing, man? But anyway, everyone else has got their fucking opinions and shit. What do I know? There's the fucking... Anyway. But yeah, that's my rant over. So yeah, but remember, take profits, man. If you really want to actually learn, if you really want to actually, study the market and you want to get better, now's the motherfucking time. I'm telling you. Invest in yourself. Invest in... look, guys, I do a private group called Daink Country Club. You're more than welcome to actually invest in yourself to actually learn and how to trade. We do a lot of sessions out there. Ask the guys. The guys will tell you. We're always doing sessions. A lot of time. I give the guys homework as well. I call them. Actually, to be honest, when we did the homework, yo guys, remember homework. We need to do homework. I need to set you guys homework on Friday. For Friday anyway. But when I gave them homework as well, they were doing ranges. I really wanted to grill them, but they were good. They were good. They focused really well. So look, you guys, you got 2 options. Well, 3 options. Number 1, you can just fuck off and do your own thing and come back in the bull market at the top and you can buy there. That's that's entirely up to yourself. Or you can do number 2 where you can study yourself, right? You can actually find content and try and study that yourself. No problem. Some people can do it. Like, I'm not saying that it's impossible, but you can actually study the content yourself, no problem. And you're just trying to actually work your head around it. Or number 3, invest in yourself, either in books or in a group, whatever. Someone who's actually legitimate, who you actually fancy, who you actually enjoy listening to, who brings realism into trading. You know what I'm saying? It's all about being real. It's not about fakeness or whatever, bullshit, whatever. It's all about being real. That's all it is. So if you can find someone that you're quite happy with to actually invest in yourself, into a group or whatever, who will actually help you understand the concepts and protect you. Well, not protect you. I mean, no one can protect you anyway. You protect yourself, but who can actually guide you in the right way to become a better trader. So when you come into the bull run in 2024 and you want to make that million, you're right and ready at the very beginning. The worst thing you can do, in my opinion, is walk away from this market. The worst thing. Because, like I said to you, we've got a range bound environment going on here. We could potentially... We could well be on our way to make this fucking shit here, right here. Let me just remove this as well. This is kind of bugging me a little bit. We could well do this whole range right here, here and there, right? We could do this range right here, just as we saw during the bear market. We could be doing this right here. It's very, very well possible. I don't say it's impossible. Yes, we can come back down, come off this high there. Oops. Come off this high, for example, and then bounce off it, or support, and that would be a deviation. Just like we did a deviation over here, we could do that. We don't know. We could actually come back into here and then reclaim this area, then come back into here. We don't know. But this, to me, could well be a consolidation price here. So if you're looking to buy coins, you want to start buying at the range low, right? Let this whole thing consolidate. Let it consolidate. Let it do its thing. Let it show its hand. Just like over here, it was showing its hand over here. Yes, we had a deviation. A lot of people were scared. I was scared at that time. I'm not gonna lie to you. I was fucking scared. I was fucking shitting myself. I'm like, yo, Bitcoin's at 3k. That means we can go to 1k. Legitimately, I'm being honest here. I'm not bullshitting you. I'm not acting cool or nothing. This is really what my mind frame was at the time. When we lost that 6k level, I was fucking shitting it, right? Like, I was like, yo, this is not fucking cool. But then, like, nowadays, right, with the experience I've got, I'm like, hang on a second, this was just a deviation though, and we could have played it level to level. And this is a range bound environment right here. Breakout, come into there, step back in, clean close on the monthly. This is, we're back into this range here, and let's play this motherfucking range until it's a game over. Game over on the upside or the downside, doesn't fucking matter. We play it either way. So, like I said to you guys, do not leave the space. If you really want to make a difference to yourself, trust me, staying in this space, getting here early, buying coins at early prices, right? Like whether it's Solana, whether it's XRP, whether it's Link, whether it's freaking SHIB or Doge or whatever. We make plans. We have these plans. We have areas we want to buy. When you got those in mind, that's your long-term hodl bag. That's what you fucking long-term hodl buy. No DCA shit. We're not doing no DCA motherfucking shit. That DCA shit is for a bunch of pansies. That's what it is. For people like Michael Saylor. And look at Michael Saylor. He's down quite a bit. His average buy is at 30k. He's down quite a fucking bit, right? So he's not really nice. He's nearly down 50% of his investment there. That's how bad it is, right? So don't be DCing shit. You know, you're literally gonna be buying at places of support. So we're looking for support. So let it do its thing. If this is a deviation, whatever, let it do a deviation. Once we step back in the range, you know this is support. So if we come back into here, you're looking for your altcoins to start buying, and then we let it buy. Let it go back up. You keep working. If you're working full time or whatever, you got a spare bit of cash instead of actually buying some side ting, some fucking handbag who's probably not gonna suck your dick very well, probably grind her teeth on your fucking dick or some shit like that. Put that money back into here, buy up range low, and then that's the DCA I'm talking about. Not the fucking DCA from here, DCA here, then DCA here. No. We're looking to buy the fucking range low, okay? Fucking, trust me, I think we've all been in there, right? Many of us guys, we're acting cool, like, yeah, this doesn't happen. No, bro, we've experienced that. Like, fucking, like, grated cheese on your fucking dick, man. It's not really nice. But don't be buying don't be a simp, innit? And do you remember the whole the scenario that was happening? Sorry, my language is really bad today. I don't know what the fuck's happening. I'm gonna have another cigarette. But do you remember the whole yeah, fucking Yuri. I don't know what's going on. I'm going off on one today now. Shit. Fucking hell. You know what? One of these days, someone is actually gonna go back on these videos and gonna make little snippets of all the stupid shit I say. It's just gonna be a collage of fucking bullshit. It's gonna be a collage of bullshit. I don't know who's gonna do that. I'm not gonna do it. I don't want to go back and listen to myself talk about shit like that. But fuck. No. Oh. What's going on, Chris? Is all good? We're just talking shit here, man. My fucking gas is finished, man. Fuck. I swear to God, I had loads of lighters in it. I don't know where it is, man. I think that would be a sign for me to end the show, to be honest. But yeah, don't be DCing anything, right? Do you remember the whole simp analogy that was going on, right? So we were talking about, fuck. What the fuck am I talking about? Do you know what we're talking about? Nah, I'm going around in circles. Do you remember the whole simp thing? Like Irene Zhao, whatever her name, that really skinny ass chick, right? Who looks like a mannequin. Like she had her own DAO thing as well, and bare mans were buying her fucking photos, right? Like fucking, it was a 9 ETH buys as well, and I think ETH was at that time was like probably about 3k or something like that, around that area. You're telling me you're gonna spend 27 grand on a fucking picture, and you don't even get to suck her titties and shit? Come on, man. How you buying an NFT of a chick, right? You can't even suck her tits, man. Come on, fam. 27 grand on a fucking picture. Bro, 27 grand, I swear down, I'll show you a good fucking time, man. Fuck yeah. Oh, Gimbal, did you buy it? Wait, Gimbal, did you actually buy a picture? Dude, did you get to suck her tits at least? OnlyFans with $5 is even better, man. And these guys are fucking making peas, man. I ain't gonna lie to you, man. There was this one girl, right, that she was chatting to me during the bull run around November, December time, around that time, innit? She was chatting to me, and then she's like got OnlyFans or whatever, and I'm like, I ain't paying for this shit, man. Pornhub's free, you know what I'm saying? Your Reddit is better, there you go. And I was like, and she was trying to sell herself to me and kind of thing, innit? Like that kind of thing. And then she wanted to get advice on trading and whatever. And I thought, listen, in my head, I'm like, listen, I know where this is going. You think for a fucking moment that you're a pretty girl, that I'm gonna be a sucker and say, you know what, I'm gonna teach you how to trade. That's what you really think that's gonna happen, right? there's been a number of girls, right? I'm not gonna say names, right? Because these girls are in some of these other guys that I know who are influencers as well, like in their DMs as well. And I'm not gonna say names because it's not my business. But these girls were trying trying to actually be really nice and really cool, and really want to get to know me kind of thing, and this and that. And I was like, right, okay, cool. You're gonna suck my dick then, because I ain't gonna give you shit. You know, they are men. Yeah, they are men. A lot of them are men, but some of them are actually real women. Actually, apparently, I mean, I'm telling you from my own experience. Some of them are real women. But I was like, right. So you are speaking to me. Why? You're divorced, you know, or you got a bad husband, and you come and talk to me. Deal with your own fucking marriage. You know what I'm saying? Or you're an old chick, right? 40 years old. You got nothing good going for you. You don't know how to trade. You got no skills. What are you trying to provide for me? By coming to talk to me, you gotta provide something to me. Like, if I'm gonna help you, I'm gonna help you, right? If I help you, I'll help you from the goodness of my heart. But if you're coming to me and you're gonna try and flirt with me and try and chat to me here and there and say, oh, let's go for a meet, like let's go for a meal together, bro. What the fuck you talking about? Go for a meal, bro? I'll take my mom to a meal instead, man. Fucking lost your fucking plot. Fucking hell, man. Thank you. Nah, I ain't gonna slap someone's girl, another man's girl's ass. I need to smoke this up, man. 1 second. Guys, give me a second. I need to get a lighter, man. This is pissing me off. 1 second. You know what? I can't find a fucking lighter in it, so I'm gonna actually light it with a stove, man. I don't like smoking in the house, but fuck it. Let me try and find another lighter. Oh man. Fuck it. Okay, Yeah, alright, give me 1 second, guys. I'm gonna light off my stove. Fuck. Like it's fucking 1952 now. Lighting from a fucking stove. I just don't like smoke. I don't like this area here is the only area I smoke in the house. It's like my office. No one comes in. Like when I got family come over, unless you smoke with me, then it's fine. But this is like my zone area. Yes, I swear to God, man. What happened was yesterday, I had some of my boys come over last night. So drummer Ed, we had the stream and whatnot last night. Then after that, right, I got high and everything like that. Then my boy phoned me up and he's like, yo, what you doing? I'm like, I'm just chilling in it. He's like, I'm literally around the corner. Can I come round and come see you? I'm like, yeah, might as well. Just fuck it. Comes over. He's got his 2 cousins with him, and then another friend of ours as well. And I'm like, what I say? So they come over and we're just chatting away. And I had 4 lighters on the fucking table. I swear to God, I had 4 lighters here. We're chilling here. I got a massive beanbag here. I brought some chairs and whatever. We're smoking up and chilling out. And I don't find any lighter apart from this one. Now, this is not my lighter. But anyway, so yeah, but literally, you got to pay attention to the real world. What I'm saying to you is, right, let me just chat to you guys. So when it comes to like going in the future, right, we all have seen, yeah, you just invited lighters collectors, man. Fucking hell, man. These guys are fucking easy to pocket as well, man. But I would never jack someone else's lighter. That's the thing, is I always give it back. But look, coming to the bull market the next run that we have, the key comes down to this, right? Open your eyes, right, and look at what's happening, right? Don't feed into the bullshit that everyone's falling into. Do you remember the whole good morning, good GM? Don't feed into that shit. Okay, it's fun. It's all a bit of jokes here and there, but it's all just bullshit. You know what I'm saying? Don't fall into that. Don't fall into the whole simping thing as well. The real world, like, lads, there's more lads here than ladies, right? There's some of these ladies over here. But we got Jay here. We know we've got Cryptique. We've got Pirate as well. So these ladies here, I believe, right, are not ladies like everybody else, where they want you to actually give them attention. They're not looking for that kind of thing as well. Like, when I look around, like, I'm 13 here. When I was in my 20s, girls were very different. Very, very different. And when I mean very different, I mean, like, it wasn't easy to pick them up and take them back to your place or their place or whatever and do your thing. Now, it's so sexualized. The world is so sexualized. You look at TV, I mean, some of the fucking show that I've seen, my fucking there's one show called Sex Life. I don't know if you guys have seen it. The chick's hot, though. She's really banging hot, though. But, like, she's a married woman. And, like, she has, like, fantasy of just having, like, a crazy sex life as well. And her ex was giving her, the satisfaction that she wanted. But her husband has given her the life that every girl dream of, right? And that's what it's... In reality, that's what it is. The dream of actually having the perfect life, having the kids, a beautiful house, massive bathroom, beautiful kitchen. You got a maid cleaning up your house. That's what girls want. She's all plastic. Yeah, she is. She definitely is. But that's what girls want. But the fact is, when they find a man who can give her that, you gotta look at it this way: are you gonna settle, or you're not gonna settle? If you're gonna settle, you have to accept that your husband is not gonna give you this whole crazy sex life that you want. It's not gonna happen because the man is too fucking busy working his ass off to provide for you and the kids. But if you want that fucking crazy lifestyle, then you gotta find someone else. And you'll be 40 years old. Trust me. I was chatting to this one girl. She was 40 years old. She was chatting to me. And she was telling me about her past relationship, and I was like, "What the fuck?" But anyway, telling me about her past relationship, and she was like, she wants to settle down and whatever, and it's hard to settle down and whatever. And in my head, I'm like, you're not fucking kidding me here, right? You're 40 years old and you want to settle down now. It's hard. It's really hard. But you can't look for someone who's 20. That's not gonna work for you because you know why? Because these 20-year-old men are just boys still. You know what I'm saying? They're still fucking lads. They're still fucking kids. What do they fucking know? They don't even... They're just... All they know is about partying. Sorry, Pirate. No, but you know what I'm saying is, like there are some lads, and I know there's one guy called Zabi, right? He's like a good friend of mine. Beautiful heart as well. Same age as me. No, he's a year older than me, actually. He's 29 years old. And he was the most maturest one out of all of us at uni. The most maturest guy I've ever met. That's a once in a while, innit? But if you're hitting your 40s and your 50s, right, like in your mid 40s, and you want to get someone who's younger than you, right? No problem. That's not a problem. But if you're looking for someone in your in the mid 20s, early 20s, possibly late 20s, and you're like 15 years older than him, I don't know. It doesn't work out. It just doesn't make sense in my opinion. Maybe I'm wrong, but if you guys have a different opinion, by all means, tell me what it is. But the world is so sexualized, and that's all they think about. So when we had the whole simping thing that was going on Twitter and on YouTube and whatever, this whole Irene Dow thing and whatever, like she sold the she actually did the market really well. She fucked over the market really well, in my opinion. Certain when it's maturely convenient, yeah, and goals align, 100%, and also know when you're mature enough to not stray, yeah. Young generations are too crazy about social media. They fucking like to post everything. Yeah, dude, tell me about it, man. It's like Facebook. They had to post their lifestyle, and trust me, the life they're showing on Instagram and Twitter is bullshit. It's not even true. Trust me. Most of these guys who bought Petite Philly, look what the didn't wasn't there a fucking what you call it? There was a something about the news. I saw a paper, whatever, that there's been more Patek Philippe's been on the market than there was ever before, because guys were buying Patek Philippe's, right, and the cheapest watch is looking at 80 grand. That's the cheapest watch, and it goes up. And I've seen some. There's one guy that I know really well in Dubai. He's got a watch that's worth like 600 grand. Beautiful ass watch as well, but he can afford it as well. But can you afford to buy a 300 grand watch or like $500,000 watch or even an 80 grand watch when you haven't got a yard? It's like it's like I was saying this to my mates yesterday. I blasted them. So basically, they were telling me, right? My boy came around yesterday and he's chatting to me. He's like, bro, like, you look at you, man. You got your own yard and this and that, and you're living the dream and whatever. And I'm just listening to him. I'm like, all right, cool. Yeah, Pyro, you're not that old, man. You're thingy. You're still fairly young. But yeah, I was listening to the lad in it, and he was telling me like, oh man, I wish I actually bought a yard back then. Now houses are expensive, this and that and whatever. And I said to him, I go to him, so what was you doing at the time when you had money? You know, like we both qualified at the same time. You know, we both did the same thing. You qualified at the same time as me. You were living at your mom's place. What was you doing? Because you were working hours. Like he was working 6-7 days a week for a good 2 years straight. I said, what did you do with that? Like, I bought a fucking an M3, a brand new M3. He bought this, he bought that. He went on holiday and X, Y, and Z. I'm like, bro, while you was buying an M3 and while you was going on holiday, going to fucking all these crazy ass countries, I was grinding my ass off buying a house. There's a difference there. There's a difference. You can't compare me to you. When back then I would have looked at you, right, and I'm like, yo, this is the life to live. But I knew what my priorities are. My priorities were to me that I'm gonna get a house. I'm gonna get my own place, right? So you gotta set your priority. So some of us are like in our 30s, some of us in our 20s, some of us maybe in our 40s as well. Pirate is Pirate 42? Nah, you 42, Pirate. Cruz is 30 in it. Pirate, are you 42 for real? Yeah, it's all BOE. Yeah, well, they're trying to save the market now and in their own way. Nah, so the thing is, right, I don't want to get him. I would love to get the M5. The M5 has always been a dream car of mine, but I've got other things to settle down first. I've got other things to take care of as well. So take care of yourself, Pirate. I'm heading off in a bit as well. But I got other things to settle down. And I think what's important for me was, what do I do? What do I do? And the same thing goes to you guys in the bull run. And I'm telling you guys this right now, so you can always have this in your head. So when 2024, 2025 comes out, and you've got like a 6-figure account, $500,000 or even $1 million account, but God willingly, inshallah, you do get $1 million plus. You can actually start thinking to yourself, all right, let's not get suckered into this whole lifestyle on Twitter. People buying fancy cars, fancy watches, and stuff like that. Settle yourself down. If you got debt to pay those debt. Clear out your fucking debt. Put money to the side for your taxes. Put money to the side for as a saving to survive off for the next couple of years. Then you have whatever's left over. Then you can say, okay, I'm gonna reinvest this money. How are you gonna reinvest this money? No way you're gonna reinvest into crypto, because remember, when the bull run's finished, it gets horrible. Don't reinvest in crypto. You reinvest into properties. You reinvest into businesses. You reinvest into whatever you want. Whether you want to go into gold or you want to buy massive stocks of gold. Do that. Do these kind of things. That's the thing that you should do. Don't fucking start buying all this bullshit, man. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, but Jay, you are 21. You're one of the coolest 40-year-old that I've ever met. Fancy's wash. Oh, thank you so much. Enjoy it. No, I'll tell you what the first thing I bought with crypto. which is weird enough, right? The first thing I bought on crypto was what? That was it. The first thing I bought from crypto money, I bought my mom a brand new washing machine, a brand new no dishwasher. I bought my mom. That's the first thing I did. The first couple of $100 I pulled out from crypto. I bought my mom a dishwasher, and I'm quite grateful that I still did. You know, like, and then after that, I started buying this and that here and there, and start taking care of the family and whatever, and that kind of little stuff. But these are the first things I was doing. So you gotta get your mind in the right place. Have your mind in the right place and focus on what is right. Don't get suckered in. We're in the bear market, man. It's horrible. I know. You guys have lived in this now. So what do you do for the next time? You prepare yourself for the next run. Once you prepare for the next run, you start taking profits. Remember the brick analogy, that block analogy. Don't stand underneath that block as it's coming down to your fucking head. Take your profits and walk away. Reinvest in and be smart. I'm gonna be here as long as I can. I will do as much as I can as well. This YouTube will always go on for us until I'm breathing. I was telling the guys, I think in 26 I'm done. I'm gonna be disappearing. I'm gonna be gone in 2026. So you guys have literally about 4 years of to rinse out my knowledge as well. So I'm gonna be here, and then after that I'm done. So literally, my advice to each and one of you guys as well is be smart, take your profits, save the money, and reinvest it into real life things. Pay attention to the market, start understanding how the forex market works, understand how the bond yields work, all these things, they make a massive difference in the way you actually play. All right. Yeah, get some extra income so you have some extra bricks to build from. 100%. Mine was a trip to Thailand. I've never come back. Oh, Joel, that fair play to you, man. Thailand's the place. I bought a Breitling last year, not very expensive, but dude, it doesn't do the job, man. It doesn't do it does do the job. I mean, I had like Armani watches before as well, and I was quite happy with them. And it's only recently, I think it was not too long, a few months ago. When was it? Before I went to Turkey. Then I bought myself a Rolex watch, and that was it. And yeah, that's it. And like the thing is, if you ask me, oh, would I buy like 4 or 5 more Rolex? Nah, fuck that. I need one watch. I got one watch, which is now my everyday watch, right? I'm forcing myself to wear it because you know what happened was the freaking the dial stopped working because it's the movement shit in it, right? It's the perpetual whatever you call it anyway. And then like I forced myself to watch it, and I've got a second watch, right, which is my fancy watch. And then when I go out and about, then you'll see me wearing it. And that's it. I don't need anything more. I'm quite happy with that. So, I mean, I don't drive the most fanciest car or a brand new car. I'm quite happy with what I've got. It's 4 wheels, getting me from A to B. And all I want to do is reinvest for whatever I can into businesses. I'm looking to actually go into the housing, go into estates. That's my next move actually. Ah, yeah, no, yeah. I think everyone wants to buy a Rolex. I think that's when you buy a Rolex, it's a nice feeling though. It is really, really nice though. A nice pub and then walk there and then fun. Yeah, that's it, man. Make life so much simpler and easy. That's it, man. Fuck life, man. Like look at the situation we are in right now. We're in a fucking economic crisis right now, where the Bank of England is trying to save the fucking you know the UK. I mean, look at the fucking pound sterling. It's just dropped to 1985. Fucking, we've gone back 40 years. How the fuck did we go back to 40 years? But never mind. It is what it is. But keep life simple, man. Be happy with small things. You don't need crazy shit. You know what I'm saying? We don't need all these fancy shit. You know, like money comes and goes. Live your life and be happy. You know, like the simplest thing is always the best thing in my opinion. Thank you, bro. Appreciate it. Yeah, 100%. You know, when I start buying fancy stuff, when I'm done, when I got passive income coming in, that's when I start. Okay, you know what? I'd like to get an M5. I'll buy an M5. Until then, there's no need for it. There's no need for it. Just remember the rules that I said to you in it. If you're gonna buy anything, it has to be 2% of your income, of your net worth. If it's more than 2% of your net worth, don't buy it. I mean, I was off plan with no mortgage. Yeah, I wish I actually paid off my mortgage though. I wish I did that. You know, it's what I was scared of. I was scared of actually getting taxed quite heavily on that. But that's my mistake there. This dialogue going into consolidated for real for sure. Living my dream. Oh, fair play to you, my bro. But would give it up tomorrow to be happy. Yeah, I think you know what it's like. No matter what you do in life, you always feel like yeah, you accomplished something because you got a goal in your head. But then what happened is that you get to that goal, and if you don't have your next goal, you're not happy. Like for me, for example, I'm driven by what's my next plan, what's my next move, what I'm gonna do next, what I'm gonna do, how do I keep on going? Because I've got so much energy in my head, like inside of me. I just want to really use this and utilize it while I still feel young, but while I believe I still have youth in me on my side, and I mean the first things first. Like this is my plans. This is literally is my plan. Number one is take care of my family. That's number one being done at the moment as we go. This is a continuous thing. Number two, take care of the community. Hence the country club is there. Number three, once I've taken care of the community and then they're good and I can see that they've you know that I've made them all millionaires, then cool, take care of the world. And that's when I'll disappear. And that's my plan. By 2025, 2026, I'm done. I won't be around on YouTube. I won't be around on Twitter. I think I'm be done. And that's the truth. I'll be gone. So whatever knowledge that you guys can get from me now, take use of it, and hopefully, you guys can actually change your life for the best as well. See, Joe Craig, challenges is the thing. I think that's what does it for me. Don't be a dick when you're high. Grounded is the key, 100%. Thank you, Daink, for helping us out, not only with the DC but Life Alpha, bro. But look, the thing is that one thing I always loved to do when I was young was always sit down with elders. Now the elders, they've got so much experience and so much to actually tell you from, right? They're not boring. They're fucking got serious alpha from there. So when I listen to these elders and they tell me about their life, what they've done in their life and how they lived their life and all the struggles they went through X, Y, and Z, to me was my like ability to start learning from their mistakes so I don't make the same mistakes. And then each and every one of them, when I asked them the same question, what would you have done differently compared to now? They're in their 50s and their 60s, and I was in my mid 20s. I'm like, if you could go back to like to 25, 26 years old, what would you do differently? And they said to me, I wish I could invest when I was younger. Every one of them said the same thing. I wish I actually spend time investing and use that money to invest. And then when crypto came around, I'm like, all right, then cool. This is my investment here. So, and then obviously after crypto, now I'm looking at going to property, the real estate, and real estate is going to be the next thing for me. So that's my next chapter. See, George what's it? Money is a byproduct of achieving the challenges. Yeah, 100%, Joe. George is saying, what are you going to do after? Relax. Nah. So once I think once I've taken care of the community, I'll do things like there's many promises I made to my pops in it. One of them, for example, was I told him like when I was 15, I wanted to build a mosque in his name in honor of him as well. So that's one thing I want to do, build a mosque. Not only build a mosque, but build like a hospital, schools, stuff like that. Have like an infrastructure for a very deprived area in the world, wherever it may be. I don't know. We'll figure it out from there. Whether it's in somewhere in Asia, somewhere in Africa, somewhere in the Middle East, I don't know. Help that out. That's one thing. Another thing I want to do is to go to like poor communities, poor and sit down with children, and sit down and talk to them, give them my advice to them, how they can get better, what they can do as well to actually make their life a lot more easier and better for them. And then look at, for example, giving money out, handing money to the poor, like literally by my own hands. Cooking for the poor as well, cooking for the needy as well. Build an orphanage, take care of an orphanage, stay in an orphanage for a couple of months and do stuff like that. And so I've got a hand in this whole thing, because I remember one thing my dad always said to me, and Pops always said to me, like he goes like I was young, and it was like we was young, and me and my brother. And I remember one day I go to my pops in it, because he always loved cooking. He always loved cooking and inviting like people, like family and friends over to our house, and he would just feed everyone. Doesn't matter how much he has or whatever, he would just somehow feed people, and it was a blessing to the house as well by that. And I remember one day I was like, because it was annoying, but when you're 12, 13 years old and you got like family over and you don't want to, or friends, and you're like, come on, Dad, like, can we not do something else? Can we not go to the park? Can we not go to like London or something? Can we not do something? And he said to me, he's a God-fearing man, and he goes to me, he said, listen, son, when I die tomorrow, right, I believe one day we're going to go to God, and God's going to ask me on the day of judgment that I created you from clay, sent you on this earth. What did you do on earth during the time and the life that I've given you? And he said to me, he goes, on that day, he will go to God and say, God, you sent me down to earth one of the godly acts is to look after other people, and what I did is I cooked for the people. Like, are you pleased with me? And when he said that to me, that kind of like, I was like, yo, that's deep though. I never really thought about that. Bear in mind, I was like 12, 13 years old now, and he was saying to me, my brothers, like, son, listen, like, it's not about how much money you have, because money is never gonna make you happy. You can be, and trust me, I know family members who are millionaires as well. Look at them now. They're finished. They're all finished. And he was saying to me, he's like, son, you want to leave a legacy behind. The legacy is not your children. Your children's is one of your products. But the legacy you want to leave behind is what people talk about you when you're gone. You don't want people to say, yeah, this guy was stingy. This guy didn't help me. Or this guy was a knob. This guy was rude to me. This guy, like he was horrible to children or whatever. He had no respect for people, no respect for elders. You don't want that. You don't want people to talk bad about you when you pass away. You want people to sing your praises. It doesn't matter how big the community is, whether it's a small community or a big community. You want them to sing your praises, like, yeah, that guy Daink, that guy actually did something. That guy Daink, he actually helped me, teach me how to trade. That guy Daink, he actually built an orphanage in Zimbabwe or something like that. That guy Daink slept in a tent for like months upon months while actually cooking for the poor. That's the legacy I want to leave behind, and that's where I'll go. 2025, 2026. That's my next step. So we'll see what happens. One more run and I'm gone. That's my promise. I don't see myself want to stay here no more. 100% about having purpose, finding your ikigai, and then working out hard and smart at it, whatever it is. 100%. So if I can do good towards you guys, for example, and then what will happen in the future, like I believe in God in it. I'm a God-fearing person. I believe that one day, like, your good deeds will also have an impact on my good deeds. If I need like help in like being a bad person on earth, and then God's like, yo, listen, you've been a bit of a dickhead in it, right? You've been swearing on fucking stream a lot, right? You've been calling this dickhead, this and that, right? I want to send you to fucking hell. I'm like, yo, listen, God, listen, hear me out for a moment, right? Like, I taught a bunch of people how to trade in it. Like, surely their good deeds from their trading money, right, help me out, like, tip the scales in my favor. And he would be like, you know what, we got Ed Shah's here, right? Ed, you fucking, made some money here and there, looked after his mom with that money, for example. You can take some of the deeds as well, like, as a beneficial for you as well, as like a dividend for you. He looks at freaking, I don't know, like Joe Crate, like Joe Crate as well did the same thing as well. And, X, Y, and Z, I never give up, and all that kind of people as well, everyone else. And then it's like, alright, cool, you fucking go to hell. You can go to hell, right, but you need to get burnt, your feet just need to get burnt a little bit, because you've been a bit of a dickhead on earth in it. I didn't send you to be a dickhead. And I was like, alright, I'll take the fucking burnt feet in it. But, so, that's what it is, though. Hopefully, the good that you guys do will be, that's what I want. I was telling the guys yesterday, I mean, I don't want thank you or nothing. I don't want you guys to, sing my praises. I don't need that shit. If anything, if you want to thank me, just keep me in your prayers, keep my family in your prayers, my children, my grandchildren. I don't know what's going to happen. The world is a fucked up place. That's what I want in return. I don't need anything else. Who's that guy? No clue. Fucking Ed. Ed's going to fuck me up, ain't it? Ed's going to be like, I've never heard of a guy called Daink. But yeah, man. That's it. Anyway, let's go back to fucking realism in it. The reality is, let the price do its thing. We've got the plans for Bitcoin and Ethereum. We know what the deal is. We've had a good move on Monday. We had a good move on Tuesday. Let it establish a range. If you want to look at a lot higher time frame range, let the monthly establish itself. Let the monthly establish a range. Just touch it one more time, just like we did last time. Whoopsie. If I just put me back in there, put this there, and then go there, just like this. Just like we had an established range over here, range bound environment, yes, a deviation, resistance, support. Same thing here. It could be, this could well be a range bound environment here, deviation, resistance, and then maybe some support, whatever. Then we're looking to buy the low. Give it a couple of months. We have to give it a couple of months before we start doing that, okay? Because I'm telling you straight up, because if we lose this level here, for example, right, and find resistance and breaks down, right, off this low here, then we're gonna come back down, all right? Then we start playing it level to level, and this could be a deviation of this whole fucking range, just like we did over here. Let me delete this. This could be be a deviation, just like we did over here. So we're going to do the same thing and see how this works out. Okay, so we just take it level to level. Be careful. Don't start buying anything. This is not a bull market here. We're not buying anything at the moment. Don't be a dumbass, right? And start fucking, because someone on Twitter was saying, yeah, I made $1 million, this and that, X, Y, and Z, buying this. No, don't do that, right? DAX looking strong, might take BTC. Oh, interesting. We'll have a look at that as well after. But yeah, that's it for me, guys. Really appreciate you guys actually staying around for 2 hours and 15 minutes. Fucking hell, man. Didn't really want to go for that long, but again, I always appreciate that as well. Buy some bonds. Yeah, the fucking the BOE is buying bonds, aren't they? But yeah, take care, guys. Really appreciate that. Big shout out to all of you guys. We've got Asgard, Final Country Club. We've got Jay. We've got 10,000 subscribers with that videos. Joe Crate, I Never Give Up. Guy. We had what else? We had Crypto Cruise here. Ed Shaz, Gandalf, Omer, Morningstar. We had Georgius. We had so many mans here, man. Big shout out to Yakiano. We've got Omer. Oh yeah, we already said Omer. Gimbal, Cryptique, The Lot, Pirate. You know, if I haven't said your names, forgive me. But appreciate that, man. And I'll catch you guys tomorrow, right? Take care, guys. Speak soon. Look after yourself, champs.